dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from Disney backs down to highlights from day one of the DNC in a mystery space object traveling 1 million miles per hour. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. They're already asking on chat, is it a dark cloud day? Oh, yes, yeah. The dark clouds, they're not going anywhere. They're not fading away. They're sticking with us here on the show. We escalated things in the dark cloud world a little bit more.
It expands.
Just enjoy things while you can. You know, that's what I'm going to say.
God, man.
That is so dark.
What do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? Just enjoy today, because you might not get tomorrow.
Oh,
You know
my,
what I mean?
you're going to get tomorrow.
YOLO.
You know what I mean?
YOLO.
You know what I mean? That's what people say out there. So that's where we're at on the dark cloud situation. It's not great, and still have to be vague. But at one point, we'll give you a little bit of detailed background, that kind of stuff on what's going
like
on.
an email list or something.
Probably, which we haven't collected. So we'll probably just shout it from our collective
We have
living
plenty
rooms.
of emails, please.
We'll log into the texting service. All right, here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And we go to England, where Miss Alicia Silverstone was hanging out, and she had a question for the world. And Alicia Silverstone, you guys might remember from Clueless.
Absolutely.
Very big movie she was in.
Aerosmith videos.
That's right.
The movie
Yeah.
Excess Baggage.
I did not see that one.
There's something about her breastfeeding
I don't know.
we talked about.
I wouldn't be surprised. She
gets
seems
into
like a nice
lot of-
lady.
She does, but she
No, by the way, those things weren't related. The breastfeeding and nice lady things. She just generally seems like a nice lady.
no, but doesn't she get
Sean
into a
wants to try
lot
her
of
breast milk.
discussions about like veganism and stuff? Isn't she kind of hardcore on that?
I think she's a hippie. She's that kind of type, and she's just kind of fun and out there. She always seemed nice, and she just had a question for everybody. So why not come to the internet and ask?
Okay, I've discovered something that I can't figure out what it is, and I need your help. I just bit into it because I was on the street, and we were...
All right, I'm going to stop right there.
Yeah, I was hoping you would stop.
She says, I don't know what this is, but I just bit into it. So there's a problem already. And I found it on the street. She's eating random things that she's finding on the street, and afterwards asking the internet, what is this thing that I just ate right here?
The dark cloud extends.
It's over Alicia Silverstone right now. That's a strange move,
dark cloud
Alicia.
of dysentery.
Yeah, ballsy, man. What are you talking about,
Yeah, don't
lady?
just eat random things. This is a terrible idea.
Well, you teach your kids.
I just bit into it because I was on the street, and we were discussing whether this was a tomato or not.
She dropped it.
Now she's going to eat
It's
it again.
definitely not.
Hold on. Stop again. Stop again. I know you're in England, but you are American, Alicia.
No, she's not.
Don't. A tomato?
She said tomato. I thought it was maybe a tomato. So best case scenario, Alicia Silverstone thought she had a street tomato.
You're going British now, too.
And she took a bite of her street tomato, but then was not completely convinced that it was a street tomato. So now we don't know what
Sorry,
she's eating.
Tomato.
Are street tomatoes a thing?
Not in my world, but in hers, I guess. They might be.
Not. It's definitely not, because look at these leaves.
She shows the plants.
Those are the leaves. So what the heck is this? Because when you open it up, it looks like that.
You should ask before you put it in your
And if
mouth.
I bite it,
She's eating it again.
Oh, and again. The one on the ground?
I don't think you're supposed to eat this.
So why are you eating it?
It's like a pepper. Does anyone know what this is?
I
I
love...
don't know what it is. I need someone to tell me. I'm in England. Okay, thank you.
Well, there you go. Okay,
Yeah, no
thank
problem,
you.
girl.
She says, update on that. That was a poisonous plant.
No, it
that
wasn't.
She was eating. Yes, that was indeed a Jerusalem cherry, otherwise known as a Christmas cherry, which is a mildly poisonous nightshade that you are not supposed to eat or ingest. Alicia Silverstone.
Why have that in your garden?
Sorry.
I'm not, here to blame anybody, but it does look like it would be delicious. I wouldn't take it off the street
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
consume it after dropping it again on the street.
I know what you're saying. There's something tricky about when a plant is in full sight of all humans walking around it, and it looks delicious because it kind of looks tasty, but you're just not supposed to give into those temptations. Don't
Right.
do that,
Man,
everybody.
You know, this is very, very upsetting for me because in like 1995, when Clueless came out,
Yeah.
I thought Alicia Silverstone was the hottest thing. Like I was like, man, her in Excess Baggage, where she kidnapped herself and tied herself up in a trunk. I'm like,
Spoiler
yeah,
alert.
and all those Aerosmith videos, and now she's just picking up random.
Now she's just walking the
She's
streets.
eating street berries.
Or it's kind of hot that she feels that she's invincible.
No, that's no.
I mean, she has probably an insane bout of diarrhea as we talk about this, but
I don't know. Look up the thing and see what happens if you eat it, because I bet it's online there somewhere. Jerusalem cherry. Jerusalem cherry. It says harmful if eaten. Wear gloves and other protective equipment when handling, but it doesn't say what
zero
it does
gloves
to
there.
you.
Why would you just have that though? That's so bizarre to me.
I don't know.
That they would just it looks very appetizing when she showed the bush.
Yeah.
Those you just
That's
tuning
what I
in.
wanted in the 90s.
I have nothing.
I get the feeling that there is one too.
All
Just-
parts of the plant are poisonous, especially the unripe fruits. If plant or fruit is eaten, early symptoms can
what's
include fever, sweating, vomiting, stomach pain, headache, and increased heart rate.
So why have that? What are the benefits of the plant?
It looks nice, but I don't know why you would grow something like that was poisonous, and she's just gnawing on it. And somebody in the comments made a good point. There's very little excuse these days. You could take a picture of any plant with your iPhone, and it'll tell you exactly what it is.
True.
Your iPhone will just say, and I'm sure before we get Seychelles dispatching in, I'm sure Android did it first or whatever, but
Probably
your phone, your smartphone is what I'm saying, is able to tell you what kind of plant you're looking at. You don't need to be a genius on this stuff.
They do look like tomatoes. They look like grape tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to respond to her tomato insult or?
Huh?
Ow.
Ooh.
All right. Let's go to it. Day one of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, went down last night. And for a while, they had made some mistakes off the jump because I look and I go, why is it so empty in there? I know there's like momentum and some of these rallies have been big. There's nobody in there. They had like a real security snafu going where it was taking people ages to get inside. And I think that kicked back their schedule a lot because Biden spoke after midnight, I think. He was really, really late.
It was very late. I mean, it's happening where? Chicago, so it's a couple hours earlier for them. But I remember, we got done watching Twisters, which
nice.
I very much enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the movies?
No, we got it. It's available at home now.
Oh, right.
And it's like $25 or something. And but we watched that, and then Ashley went to bed, and so I flipped over, and I thought they were replaying Biden's speech, and they're like, "No, this is live," and I was like,
"Yeah,
I gotta go to bed. I can't."
It was late. It was really late that this went on, and people were talking online. They're like, "They're doing this to shame him." I think it was just because of this security issue. Honestly, I think
shame him. He didn't look shameful at all. Everybody had all these "We love you, Joe" signs, and they were chanting.
But it was
very interesting signs too.
What was interesting about the signs?
Not your classic like landscape poster, but they were
like
just
paddles.
Yeah.
Oh, those
so
are
they
better.
could all like fit together. It was
I
didn't hate
those
it.
are better because they don't block everybody's view as much.
Well,
so you can
I don't
see
know,
what's
the
going
amount
on.
the amount of signs in that crowd looked like you could definitely be blocking something.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. Hang on, let me bring this up a little wider for the folks on YouTube and Twitch. There's a lot of signs. So everybody got in eventually. There's a lot of signs.
I wish someone would do the math on the amount of trees.
Oh, man. That's like almost every other person seems to have one of these signs for Joe Biden. But, yeah, I don't think it was that. People thought it was one last insult on the way out. They're kicking Joe in the ass as they sent him off to California. I really think they just sucked at the security. They didn't get the job done with getting everybody checked and in there. And then they had to end up booting a couple of people, which if you get bumped, you probably get pissed. I'll tell you who got bumped in a bit here. But first, let's go to some of what was said. Biden was the big speech. I guess Kamala Harris came out for a little while, and you had a couple other people speaking, but this was the big one.
Each of us has a part in the American story. For me and my family, there's a song that means a lot to us.
It's late for him.
Captures
My neck,
the
my
best
back.
of who we are as a nation. The song is called American Anthem.
I don't even know that song.
There's one verse that stands
American
out.
anthem.
And I can't sing worth a damn, so I'm not going to try.
Oh, come on,
I'll
please.
just quote it. The work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day.
Seems like an old song.
What shall our legacy be? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
All right, now get out of here.
Now he goes on vacation.
So he was speaking out there. The crowd seemed to be into it. And he said, I made a lot of mistakes in my career. I gave my best to you for 50 years. I gave my heart and soul to our nation. Blah, blah,
Long
blah, blah.
career, man.
That is a long time to do anything, for God's sake.
I don't hate him for wanting to just be done with it. Enjoy the rest of your years.
I don't know how much he wanted to.
Oh, no, probably not. But if you were to, you could have either said, absolutely not, I'm going to keep on going. As long as I...
Yeah, that would,
or you go on vacation and you
this
enjoy.
would have been a whole different vibe if he would have not dropped out, because it would have been a contestant convention and they would have been fighting each other the whole time, which might have been more fun. Then he talked about all the lunatic protesters that were outside of this event. He talks about them for a second.
And we'll keep working to bring hostages home and end the war in Gaza and bring peace and security to the Middle East.
It's so late for him.
Look, I'm so tired.
As you know, I wrote a peace
Song?
treaty for Gaza.
That would be great. I would love a song.
2
from
days
Biden.
ago, I put forward a proposal that brought us closer to doing that than we've done since October 7th. We're working around the clock, my Secretary of State, to prevent a wider war and reunite hostages with their families and surge humanitarian health and food assistance into
here he
Gaza
goes.
now.
Say AI crowd fake
And
news.
the civilian suffering of the Palestinian people.
This is off
And
script.
finally deliver a ceasefire and end this war.
What's happening?
Right here.
Those protesters out in the street, they have a point. A lot of innocent people are being
One
killed
whoop.
on both sides.
So that was off script. He was not supposed to mention that. Wasn't in the teleprompter. These protesters outside were, a lot of them, just giant assholes. They knocked through the first security fence, tried to get through the second security fence with the goal of, I don't know, choking out people when they got in there, or just screaming, screeching like they generally do. But I
One
don't know
guy
that I
got
would've-
through, though.
One dude broke through the line. I don't know that I would have given them the salute like that, but there he goes. Biden off into the sunset, I guess. We'll see what happens next with him. That was night one at the DNC.
The American Anthem song is by Norah Jones.
No.
Yeah, which is weird because, I mean, it was for a Ken Burns film. And
It sounded like something from the 1800s.
right, which would make sense why they would have such a terrible name as American Anthem. It's very ungoogleable. You type in American Anthem and the Star Spangled Banner comes up. It's trying to do the work for you, trying to connect the dots. And so I thought, like, this has to be like some poem that was written, around the same time as America the Beautiful.
Right, yeah. It's not that old, I guess, right? Country singer Mickey Guyton was the first performer. She sang her song All American, and that kicked things off. Then
How is she doing in the country world? Not a lot of left-leaning people in that world sometimes.
I don't know. We'll see how that's received. That's an interesting thing. They said Guyton, a 4-time Grammy nominee, has been at the vanguard of a breakthrough for black artists in country music. One that produced chart-topping country hits for Beyonce and Shabuzi in 2024.
Who's Shabuzi, by the way, like week 15 or something, like on the top 100?
That song is crazy catchy, man. It is just super catchy to me, at least. Then there was the Drive-By Truckers. One of the people, Jason Isbell from the Drive-By Truckers, came out and performed. And then they booted somebody. They bumped them because of the time. And it seems kind of messed up because I don't know who Mickey Guyton is, but I sure as hell know who James Taylor is, and he got the boot.
Why'd they boot him?
They bumped him for time. And I think, I have a theory on this. They often invite James Taylor to these kind of events. And then you're like, oh, James Taylor. And then James Taylor gets up there, and you remember how boring all of James Taylor's songs are. And they're
All
just
right,
these
James, you're out.
slow singer-songwriter songs. I've seen Fire. It's always so slow.
But he's used to it, and he shows up to every gig like, maybe this is the one, guys. Never mind.
James Taylor shows up to his gigs after getting a fresh manicure because he does all finger picking.
That's true. I could never do that. I can never even get close to that. But
Paul McCartney, too, I believe.
There you go. That's what went down for night one of the DNC. When we come back, we'll get into so much more happening. A controversy in the new Aliens movie, or Alien movie, I should say, Alien Romulus. What's happening with that? Wait to hear this. It's really interesting. And Disney backs down. We'll get into the latest round of salvos in this fight between Disney and somebody who died at Disney Springs. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Sure, you could call your family, but then they'll start calling you all the time. Instead, just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's best sale of the year, Labor Day sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable mattress sets from Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy. Plus, get up to a $300 instant gift for pillows and more.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
We can't always hide from storm season, and Fence Outlet wants you to be safe in a storm. Did you know using a simple padlock or zip tie can help to stop your gates from slamming in the wind and causing damage to your fence? For more tips from Florida's #1 fence company, visit fenceoutlet.com.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
It's the time of year when everyone is making plans to hit the road. If you're gearing up to get outside, Amazon Automotive is here to help. Whether you're hitting the beach, the trail, or somewhere in between, you'll find great deals on parts and accessories for your car, truck, motorcycle, or RV. Simply visit us online to customize your vehicle with a wide selection of floor mats, bike racks, camping equipment, power sports, accessories, and more. Get going today at Amazon.com/automotive. That's Amazon.com/automotive.
Between the lines,
far beyond legal and ethical limits,
and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events.
Is somebody messing with us?
Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the news.
Glorious, beautiful, sultry voice, or whatever else you got for us over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I want to hear when I hit play. You know, when all those, even if you're squeaky, I like squeaky too. We got room for squeaky voices on the show. There's nothing wrong with that. And every once in a while, we'll get one that'll squeak through, so to say, and we'll be happy about hearing whatever you have on your mind. So go to thenewsjunkie.com and send your first dispatch right now. I did see that everybody was melting down on Twitter because they had announced that Acolyte would not be renewed for a second season.
No, you don't say. The one that everybody was already like, they all had a problem with. I didn't mind it.
Let me see. I'm going to bring up the Rotten Tomatoes on that. But Acolyte, if you don't know, was this series from Disney Plus, yet another Star Wars thing in a world inundated with Star Wars stuff. And it was controversial. People thought it sucked. C-Lane didn't think it was as bad. It's one of these glorious things where when you look at the reviews, and I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now, the reviewers and the tomato meter aggregate stuff is 78% for the show, and the audience is 18%. Like, huge difference. And you know what? It doesn't say. Maybe if I click on, it doesn't.
We did talk about it last week, and I forgot to send you the video, but Rotten Tomatoes is very interesting to me. Now that someone has explained it, where that meter needs to be looked at in a different light. And Rotten Tomatoes maybe should explain it a little bit better, and not someone randomly that I see on TikTok who PowerPointed the whole thing. But that being said, it is one person who decides based on the reviews, and it could be 5 reviews or 5,000 reviews that will kind of decipher what people are saying when you pull up a page like that. Where it's not necessarily that bad. But then, you have a lot of people that base it off 18%, then no good, not going to give it a try.
Well, they aggregate the actual, air quotes, critics. And on this one, there's only 29 top critic reviews. All critics, there's like 100 and something. And then the audience score, let me see if I can get that to come up. Their website does not work very well with my old browser that's sitting here. But the audience score, which I assume is far more people than the 100 or so critics, is just at 18%. And people, I'm trying to remember what they were upset by. There was a fire in space. They didn't like that. There was like some cringe singing scenes, and I don't know. And then the defenders were like, you're just coming after this because it's the first Disney Star Wars series directed by a woman. And it became like a dumb culture war, tug of war kind of thing. A lot of people have very strong opinions on it. I never saw a second of it. See Witch on YouTube says, I tried to watch it and could not make it through the first episode. Maybe there were more people like that. Maybe they looked at the analytics. They don't do this for no reason. They do it because the numbers weren't good, and it didn't lend to them keeping this around for a second season. So I'm sorry if you were a fan of the Acolyte series from Star Wars. It is R.I.P. and
Acolyte.
no more. That would kind of suck though if you worked on something and you're like, hey, here's where we're going to go on season 2, and you get everything all planned out. They're like, no. And you're like, I was excited about trying to.
We're going to start a change.org petition, and for sure it'll get
right.
back.
Everybody does that. How many? Can we get a list of all the things that change.org petitions have actually fixed? Is there one glowing example? I know some things came back. Did Firefly ever came back? All the fans of Firefly were so upset that show was gone.
I don't believe that it did.
I don't
think
know if
the
that
one
one was
thing that
resurrected.
did come back, but I don't know if it was a change.org, was the guy. Oh my God, now I'm blanking. It was not Community, but it was some guy who, maybe the director or the writer of Community, that they put it back somewhere else. Any idea what I'm talking about, you guys? Where it was like
bring it back to another network or something?
Yeah.
Vaguely remember what you're saying. I do. Like
what I'm waiting for is they wanted to change the national anthem to Party in the USA, and that got enough signatures during the Obama administration, yet nothing happened.
I have to tell you, I'm a fan. I would like like a little update on the national anthem. It's a bit old. Party in the USA.
Okay, I put my hands up, singing our song.
We get to see everybody do that and bomb at like basketball games and stuff.
That would be my question. Like, if they changed the national anthem, like if they, somehow found out they milkshake duck Francis Scott Key, and they're like, we get rid of this thing. Mm-hmm. Would we have to change we have to get up and sing Miley Cyrus at the beginning of the baseball game?
Unless you don't want to be seen as patriotic. You want to be seen as anti-American?
And the DJ put the Jay-Z song.
I love that song. It's one of those songs where you're like, this is not, you can change it if you want. No, you change it if you want. And then next thing you know, you're
but my hand. It is a good one. It bangs.
You're going to see like a construction worker singing it next to a cheerleader.
You bob your head. You can't help it.
All right. I have
catchy.
an article from businessnewsdaily.com. Mm-hmm. This was updated October 23rd of last year. These are change.org petitions that worked.
All right.
5 significant ones. There was one, a change.org petition led to the beef industry ditching pink slime.
Okay.
I didn't know that was. I mean, I knew that pink slime was a thing that people argued about, and I didn't know if it was something that we really got a lot of or not. But it says for years it was officially known as lean, finely textured beef, bulked up the beef products, and then there was a whole bunch of things, bunch of signatures.
Now, do we think for a moment that the beef people were sitting there and they were on the fence about this, and then they said, "All right, it got the requisite number of signatures. Let's get rid of the pink slime," or is it like public pressure at the time was against them and people thought pink slime was gross and then they wanted to just get rid of it because it was better?
I mean, I think a lot of the videos that went out around about pink slime just made it disgusting to everybody.
Made you scared of it. You're like, ew, I'm not eating that. Pink slime's gross.
Texas mom Bettina Siegel started her petition in 2012 asking the USDA to stop pink slime in school food. Didn't expect to get 1,000 signatures. 9 days and 258,000 signatures later, the USDA agreed to offer schools a pink slime-free option.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I put my hands up.
Petition prompted cell phone companies to help domestic violence victims.
Okay, that's good.
I think that was one. I thought they were doing that for a while, though, where you could have, like, if a cell phone wasn't activated, it could at least call 911 or something.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, because people were saying if somebody was with an abusive spouse, they would not pay their phone bill, and then they had no way to call anybody for help.
Okay, this one's different. This is somebody who escaped from their abusive husband and needed to cancel their shared cell phone contract so he couldn't track her phone calls. But the company said ending the contract would cost her a $500 fee.
Okay.
And so I guess they've...
bad look.
Yeah, they've put some stuff in there. Petition led to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse returning PPP funding. Comcast postponing data cap charges. And last but not least, at least in this list, a Change.org position saved Taco Bell's Mexican pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Put my
folks.
hands up singing that song.
My favorite part is Courtney is a petition person. She's a petition girl. If something is canceled, she has a show that she loved, and it didn't get its final season. So she was like, "Where's the petition? I'm signing it right now. We got to show people that we're in force." Jeff says, Sean always teases stories and never delivers. It is the point of the show. I deliver on the teases. I deliver on the teases. Alien, that's what I tease. That's what we're going to get to right now. There's a controversy over Alien Romulus.
Oh,
all right?
we have to go to break.
And I saw this movie. It was a good time, enjoyable,
I mean, you're
and
only,
gross.
yeah, that's the one thing. That's the first thing you said. It was gross.
It was definitely gross.
Now
There's a lot of scenes like that.
But I'm so curious, though, if you saw the other ones, is it grosser than the other Alien
I think
movies?
they're all probably gross.
I have to
think
go
that
watch it.
yeah, there's
Damn
probably
it.
like a gross vibe to all of them. This one seemed real, like a lot of goo, alien goo everywhere.
Oh,
and
yeah. You should watch the third one, man. The one is like the early 2000s. Sigourney's, I believe the third final
Sigourney
one that
Weaver.
she was in. Was she in this one? No.
No,
It was a prequel.
no. Yeah.
But it was nasty.
Yeah,
Like,
I would
they
like to
had
watch
some-
more.
They had a lot
Courtney
of
does
stuff.
not like space movies. She doesn't really like alien movies. She liked the new one. She liked this one. Oh, she was like, it was okay. I enjoyed it, but she doesn't necessarily want to go into the world of aliens because she hates space movies. And I'm stuck, so I have to watch it on my own. But I think I want to. So the thing that people are pissed off about for Alien Romulus is there's a scene in the movie where an actor who died back in June of 2020. This actor by the name of David Johnson. Hold on, no, that's who's starring in the movie. Ian, where's his name in this? Jeez, Ian Holm. Ian Holm, who died in June of 2020, played the android Ash, the secondary villain to the films Xenomorph and Alien in 1979. And Ian is dead, wasn't able to participate in this movie, quite
What did
obviously.
he play again?
He played the android Ash.
Okay. Now I know
Yes.
exactly who you're talking about.
All right. I guess he was a big figure in the 1979 one, or the secondary villain in that movie. And they used AI to bring him back in this new movie. So the actor
Yes.
who was dead, they used AI to put him in this Alien Romulus. And there's all these people very, very upset. And how could you do this? This isn't classy. This is trashy. Oh, my God.
Did they
Upset
get the
on all social
blessing?
media.
Y'all see this?
That's what it all comes down to. I go, what does the family think about this? The widow was talked to by the production team and the director, and the widow said she was absolutely enthusiastically behind it and thought he would have liked this. And the family was fully on board with this, and then they used that permission to put him in the movie to honor him with AI and his character. This is a perfect example of something that happens repeatedly every day in the United States of America. And that is people getting offended on behalf of people who don't care, right? This is something that happens so much where like people are up in arms. They got their pitchforks out. They got, fire and brimstone. And
it's happened to us.
They're going after everybody. And you go, what are you mad about? I'm mad that they used the dead guy in the AI. Why are you mad about that? It's disrespectful to his family and his legacy. Well, his family said it was okay. Oh, all right.
Well, we're still kind of mad a little bit.
We showed up already. We got the pitchforks. We're out here. We wanted to be angry about something today. This is
all right. I guess you're right, but I'm not going to stop yelling because that would mean that I lost this fight.
Exactly.
Can't back down. I cannot back down, even though I know I'm wrong.
Classic Kenny Powers.
People offended on behalf of people who don't care. It's just a huge problem that we face with all these dumbass stories. And there's nothing wrong with this. They approached the family. It seems like it was done in a nice and classy way. And I think it's a great tribute to somebody who didn't get to make it to this film. So there's that. If you saw it, let us know.
Nod from the past, franchise.
Yeah. I'm always amazed when you have movies like this. So let's say Alien, the Alien world. Sabrina just went back and rewatched all these Alien movies. How many was there? 5 or something before this one? 6?
I mean,
a bunch of them.
The first 3 is like your Alien, Sigourney, 80s, 90s,
Classic.
2000s. And then you had your 2 prequels, and I think there was a 3rd one in between that. But
okay, so you got a bunch of these movies. And once you create that many movies, you've created all these characters, all these storylines, all these timelines, all these worlds, this whole universe.
There's 9 total films in this franchise.
Is there? Are they including Predators?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't dove into that yet.
Keeping up with that, or keep like in the Star
Predators
Wars universe, way more complicated in the Star Wars universe. I don't know how people stay on top of it. I said, I know for The Office, they said there was a big book, and if you were a writer, you had to read the big book. And in the big book, it had every character, everything about their timeline, their storyline, their character attributes, the things that they could never do as a character, the things that they had to do as a character, and you had to refer to that so you didn't screw up. But in some of these things, the world you create is so big, it's easy to screw it up. And I don't know if they did that here because I didn't watch the other ones, but I did enjoy it at least.
They have a word here on the Wikipedia page that I've never seen before.
Talk to me.
Because they have the original series, Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection. Then they have the 2 Alien versus Predator films, the 2 Prometheus films, and they're calling Alien Romulus an interquel. Not a prequel or a sequel.
Really? So is an interquel after a prequel, but before the other ones?
It's a work that serves as both a prequel and a sequel, bridging the gap between 2 or more previously published works. For example,
find out what you want to be. Come on.
If movie C is an interquel to movies A and B, then the events of movie C happen after movie A, but not before movie B.
All right.
So you're just sliding one in the middle there.
Which I feel like for someone like me who's watched all of them as of late, then this will be fun.
Yeah, I liked it. And I went in with nothing. So tell us what you saw if you went and watched that. I know we're going to see Cuckoo, I think is the movie.
Oh, that one looks awesome.
And
with,
then
the girl from Euphoria.
Yes. And we're going to see Pussy Island.
No, it's Blink Twice. But
oh, that's right. They renamed that. Blink Twice, we're going to see.
Less cats.
And I also...
It's a stronger island.
I'm so stoked to see this not Hugh Jackman. What's his name? From Notting Hill.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. The new Hugh Grant movie looks really good to me.
Which one's that?
These religious girls, like Mormons or something, come to his door, and then he puts them through like a series of like horror mazes inside the house, kind of like a Saw type thing. It looks, and he's a creepy guy. Oh, it looks cool. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into a man who just wanted to apologize. That's all he wanted to say. That he was sorry. We'll get to his apology, and we'll get to more of your dispatches and a whole lot more as we roll on a Share the Show Tuesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon, we're going to see a couple of passing downpours, a couple of thunderstorms, a really moist flow off of the Gulf of Mexico all week on a southwest wind. And that'll result in a 60% chance for rain both today and tomorrow. It'll be likely, but even more likely for the end of this work week into the weekend with a 70% chance for rain. It won't rain all day, but there will be a chance for it all day. Otherwise, another steamy high today of 94, feeling like 106 degrees.
This report is sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club. BJ's Wholesale Club is opening soon in Palm Coast. At BJ's, members get up to 25% off grocery store prices every day. Visit bjs.com/Palm Coast or the membership center in the Airport Commons Shopping Center to join today.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit Allstate.com or call for a quote today.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
We may not have an experience like this, so we'll see. With dispatches, chat, everybody, I want to ask you, have you ever had an instance, maybe when you were a child or otherwise, when you were forced to apologize to somebody?
Oh, yeah, man.
Like when you, as a kid, I'll give you an example in my life here. When I was little, my parents were friends with this other couple, and they used to go over to their house on the weekends. What kind of friends? They were canasta friends, not exciting friends. They played cards together.
There's nothing wrong with a little canasta.
Oh, there's nothing. Are we sure that's not a code word for something?
I don't think so, as far as I know. We would watch
Not in my
them play.
household, it's not.
Still don't know how the game works, but they would go play canasta with this couple, and we'd go over there on the weekends. They live further out in the acreage than my family did. And we went out there one time, and I'm bored as hell, and it's night, and I'm with this other kid, and we're just getting in trouble, and we're throwing rocks. And then we start throwing rocks at this truck across the street. And we're like dinging the truck, and we hear like a smash, and we hear we're throwing rocks for like maybe an hour at this truck. And the guy comes out, his truck is just obliterated. His truck has been smashed up and dinged up with all these rocks. And the guy, obviously, as anybody would, got very upset. And my parents made me like grab the back of my shirt, dragged me over there, made me apologize to this family for throwing rocks at their truck. And I had to like work it off to pay for the damages done to the vehicle. And I remember just being like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. Did you guys ever have a moment like that where when you were little or otherwise, where you had to, like, you were forced to apologize to somebody?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
what did you have to apologize?
Trying to name the one.
I can't really, nothing specific comes up in my head, but like, I'm sure as a kid, there's always
I have many instances.
Something you got to do.
Eric on YouTube says, I sometimes have to apologize when people hear me listening to the show. That's fair. It's fair. Sometimes things pop out. Yeah, that's not your fault necessarily.
So, yeah, remember I've told this story, but the girl I went to middle school with, I was in third grade, and she ended up being in the adult industry.
That's right, yeah.
Unrelated, however.
I thought we always related that you bullied her into doing porn.
I did not bully her into doing porn. Did she end up doing porn later by her own accord? Yes.
Did you bully her?
And she did fine. There was an instant in which that would perhaps go under the umbrella of bullying. But at the time,
what was that response? I was like a politician.
It's a corporate political response. And so that was the point in which we'd had to say sorry. And as an adult and as I grew up, yes, I should not have done that. And my future children should never do anything like that as well. And your children as well. And I am sorry to Kim Kennedy. Well, do you ask for a question? And here we are. I'm trying to be transparent, but it still ends up biting me in the ass, like mid-sentence. C-Lane.
It doesn't have to. It turned into like a cathartic experience there for a moment.
I've shared the story a million times, but, that was a point in which we did have to say sorry. We were told to say sorry.
Right.
And I learned my lesson.
It's super awkward when you're made to do that.
C-Lane, of course, never had to say sorry about anything, huh?
No, I'm sure I did.
No, his glorious childhood. He had to say sorry to all the other kids in the neighborhood for his family having a better life than theirs, and him going to a cooler school where they had Pizza Hut and Papa John's and Taco Bell and McDonald's, and just a glorious, glorious time. This is a different story, though. This is a story about a man who felt bad and decided to apologize to these people. Why? Well, you can kind of see what he did if you're watching the stream here. I'll put this up on See It Now. He drove right into the front of their house. This is his car. And
you're not supposed to park there.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be there. I don't know if that was a window or it looks like that might have been a window, perhaps. And he just drove his car right through the front of these people's house. And I guess they caught him on tape when he came back because he wanted to apologize for crashing into these folks' house. Let's see what this report from WFLA says.
He's recovering after ramming a car through a home in Spring Hill this morning. Take a look. The cameras were rolling at the home when the driver came back from the hospital to apologize. News Channel's Trevor Sahaki spoke with him.
It's a nice gesture.
This has never happened at any scene I have been to before. We were speaking with a woman and her son who live inside the home behind me when all of a sudden a man comes up to us, says he was the driver of the car that crashed into the home, gets on his knees and starts asking for forgiveness.
Oh, he hit his knees, man. This guy felt bad.
He did this while the news was there? That's embarrassing.
Oh, we're going to see this, I think.
It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Sorry. I didn't mean to run into your house.
Okay, first
this
thing.
Guy is like, the hell?
The homeowner looks so scared as the guy approaches to apologize
it's weird.
And because he's crying and he's, what the hell's going on here?
Would you be a little scared? The guy already drove a car through your house. What more is he going to do?
True, yeah. Let's see how this went.
Sorry. I didn't mean to run into your house.
What happened?
I had a seizure.
He said I had a seizure.
I'm so sorry that I hurt
You should not have been driving.
I don't have seizures no more.
I know.
It just came out of nowhere.
I know, but you shouldn't have been driving.
Look at the reporter. Reporter's like,
what do we do here?
Arms crossed. I guess
this
I'll
is
put
awkward.
my mic down.
He's legitimately on his knees crying and apologizing. He said he had a seizure and that's why he crashed into the house.
But then
and
got regained consciousness and drove off.
he was sent to the hospital. I guess this was after he left the hospital.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was hit and run for a second there.
I don't think so, but let's see. Let's see what happens here.
Man there told me his name was Rudy, and he had just left the hospital. The intake bracelet was still on his wrist, and he had a wrap bandage on his arm. He said the doctors told him he had a minor seizure. Rudy then said he hadn't had a seizure in 3 years. He said he would make it all right for the family, and he lives just down the street.
Damn.
I feel bad for him, but again, having seizures, you should not be on the road. Regardless, getting
This lady ain't gonna let it go.
For insurance purposes, yeah, absolutely not.
He apologizes. He's crying. He's groveling. He's on the ground. She's like, I feel bad, but you shouldn't be driving. You shouldn't have been driving that car with seizures. And the guy said, I haven't had a seizure in 3 years.
I get it that she should be a little more, grateful for the apology. I don't know what she should be, but she also has a hole in her house with a car still in it. So I think I might be a little bit like, hey, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be driving right now, bud.
That's fair. She does have a giant hole in her house.
He walked over.
But she's like, I don't care. You shouldn't have been
how
driving
did he
the
get
car.
there?
I'm not sure.
Discharged from the hospital and tell somebody to take me immediately to the house that I crashed into?
Oh, I feel so bad.
Maybe they do a follow-up interview. Let's see if they talk to the
Years
guy.
ago, he could have killed somebody on the road, somebody walking. It could have been anything.
Hernando County Fire Rescue said the crash happened just after 6:30 this morning. Mom was home with her 5-year-old son at the time.
All of a sudden, I heard a big explosion. I came running out. I had seen the car in the living room. Everything was
mad.
the couch.
I would be
The car
mad.
was in the living room.
She said her husband and son had just left a few minutes earlier to go to the school bus stop. If they hadn't, the car might have hit them.
He should have his driver's license. He should have never had his driver's license. That's crazy that he even got his license if he has seizures like that.
Yeah, they're pissed off, and I guess they have right to be pissed off. I'm kind of a
Maybe you should have
sucker.
apologized on a different day.
Waited a week or something.
This is fresh for them. They said it happened 6:30 that morning.
Well, it's not going to hold up in court. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for an apology. So if somebody did this, I'd be like, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, whatever. But I'm also, when I'm a sucker for an apology, not standing in front of a giant hole in my house.
Yeah.
Thinking about this, I did get into an accident one time in like 2002 or 2003.
Ooh.
Right around 2002. And I was in the parking lot, and this idiot was driving his car like 50, 60 miles an hour in the parking lot, and he smashed into the side of my vehicle. And he got out of the vehicle and attempted to fight me after running into me because he was mad at me. And then, so he's trying to fight me in the middle of the parking lot. He ended up getting charged with the whole accident and stuff. But about 10 minutes later, he calms down and he comes over and he tries to apologize. Sorry, I came at you like that.
Of it all.
I'm sorry I did this and I'm sorry I did that. And even then, I was a tiny bit hesitant. I was like, okay, all right, I appreciate your apology. But it wasn't, you're right, Celia, it wasn't far enough from the misdeed, the thing that you're pissed off about. You still got the wind blowing through your house. What do you think? Would you forgive this person, or was he in the wrong for driving? Let us know your thoughts. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, we'll get to those. Plus, a mystery hurtling through space at 1 million miles an hour. What is it? Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your new Orlando home for Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. Real Radio 104.1. Fire the cannons.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Frank Gay Services has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with our expert service. Experienced, professional, friendly, and speedy care that earned us thousands of 5-star reviews. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
If Heineken Silver was a 60-second radio ad, it'd tell you all the stuff you need to know in only 30 seconds to keep things light and refreshing. Seriously, time me. Heineken Silver, a world-class light beer that's surprisingly crisp and refreshing, made with only premium quality ingredients and just 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories, all without compromising on taste. Heineken Silver, all the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. Whew, 30 seconds, that's it. Done. Peace.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Discover the essence of Florida at Everglades Restaurant Rosen Center. Join us Saturday, October 12th at 6:30 p.m. for an unforgettable evening of culinary artistry and tequila exploration. Savor 6 handcrafted cocktails paired with 5 Mexican-inspired dishes by head chef Fred Lachos. Reservations strongly recommended. Call 407-996-2385 to reserve your spot. Everglades Restaurant, where Florida's flavors come alive. 9840 International Drive, Orlando.
Summer doesn't have to end. At Myrtle Beach, you can hold on to that sweet summer feeling a little bit longer. iHeartMedia is giving away a trip for a family of 4 to extend their summer a little bit longer at Myrtle Beach. Go to iHeart.com/visit Myrtle Beach to enter.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the new...
I always think, does that work? Does that convince anybody? And it must. What I'm talking about is on Election Day, and here where we based the show out of in Orlando, it's primary election day today.
Heck yeah, I got my vote on.
Did you?
My sticker. There it is.
Was it busy when you went?
Not one bit.
I think it's pretty low turnout considering the excitement is in November, and that's when people are all going to vote.
Absolutely. Now, the days leading up, I definitely saw people out in the streets waving the signs right by the polling places. The polling place I went to this morning, it was just me and another guy. But all the volunteers, they were vibing, like great music soundtrack.
Yeah?
I'll give them that. Yeah, everyone was jamming out. And then there's one guy, it was very bizarre. But he's like, hey, in the sample ballot, and he comes back from his little booth, and he's like, this was X'd out, and now it has somebody here, and he's like, or the volunteer he's talking to was like, sir, you're not supposed to show me that. Like, you're not supposed to
showing his ballot to the people?
Who you voted for, but okay.
Did they get him all sorted out, or was he still freaking out when he left?
I don't know. I looked at him like, technically it was X'd out in the sample ballot, so I guess we'll see what happens moving forward.
The thing that I saw, there's one candidate that's running, and their last name is Easter.
Yeah.
And the supporters of this candidate are literally outside of the polling places dressed up as Easter bunnies and like in giant bunny costumes.
And her colors are Easter based.
And driving by, I go, is there anybody who's clicking that blinker to turn into the parking lot to vote, who's like, all right, I'm going with the rabbits. I'm going with the Easter bunny person. I'm going to vote for that person now because I just saw that. And I said, there has to be people who make their decisions like that. There must be people. And like, you see the sea of signs that I was talking about the other day? Like when you go to a polling place and it's election day. There are like hundreds of signs out there, all 5 inches away from each other.
Very distracting for drivers, by the way.
Yeah,
like it's too much. And then I had someone in my neighborhood who went ham on the signs.
Oh, really?
They look like a polling place. They put every single sign possible on their front yard.
Jeez,
I mean, it's just the primaries, right?
Yeah, not a lot of people are voting in this. It's not the one that gets people excited because, and this is a strange thing.
Though, Sean, come on.
Well, this is a strange thing that happens to people. Politics will scramble your brain. I've seen it happen to many good people, many good people over my years. And what politics will do in the extreme is tell you there's only one thing that matters. And that thing is this big looming election in November, and it's Trump versus Harris versus maybe RFK Jr. That's the only thing in the world that matters. And in all reality, a simple, obvious fact is your local elected officials are so much more important to how your life plays out than any of these national election figures. They're so much more important. County commissioners, all these small, little, tiny local elections have way more of an impact on what your quality of life is going to be, what your financial situation is going to be with taxes in the community, property taxes, et cetera, just keep trying to creep up on you. And people just don't care. They don't get fired up about that. It doesn't move the meter for them, even though it's much more impactful on your life. And I get it. It's boring. It's not sexy. It's not salacious. It's not you trying to dunk on people on Twitter. But, everybody ignores this stuff. And then the same random people get elected over and over and over again. But I wonder, are people ever convinced by that sign at the last minute or the person in the Easter Bunny costume?
Easter Bunny? All right, let's do it.
I got to act like I know somebody on this ballot. All right, Easter, there you go. Got my vote.
I think for some people, I mean, it's weird that there's so many of the signs exist because for the people that just vote their party line, they have that on the ballot.
Sure.
If I don't need to know who my party's candidate is before that because I can just read the ballot and go, all right, check there.
Yeah.
But then you check your mail and it's also like 15 different sizes of politicians.
I have been getting that, yeah.
And so much of them where I'm like, all right, I got it. I know yours is bigger, but it's the same one I got yesterday and the day before in different sizes.
Sometimes I think those could backfire because every once in a while, if I get one that I find to be annoying, I wasn't even going to involve myself in your world. But now I will make it my life's mission to make sure you are not elected again because you had one that barely fit in my mailbox. I can get real petty about things like that. But these elections they are actually important to your life, much more so, I think, than the national ones. Let us know what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. And we'll see what you have going on in your world today. A space object, a mystery space object. Here's the stuff you show up for. What is this thing? It's called, and forgive me, because the space people give stuff dumb names. This is just how they operate. CWISE J1249. It's the name of the thing.
CWISE J1. I already forgot it.
CWISE J1249. And NASA is working on this. It's a unique celestial object that is going 1 million miles per hour.
Damn!
It's going so fast.
You almost said miles per hour?
I almost did because Courtney says miles per hour. She can't fix it.
What is that, Mach 40?
I don't know. That's fast. 1 million miles per hour? What's Mach? 600 or so? No.
700. I just looked it up when I watched Top Gun. It's like 700 miles is the Mach 1.
Is Mach 2 double that, or does it not work that way? Because that seems crazy. Mach 2 must be just
a little bit
faster.
I think they were like, don't push it, man. Don't go Mach 8.
Don't go Mach 8. You're crazy.
Well, isn't the Mach number is like just divided by the speed of sound?
Yeah.
Who you asking,
or 10, or not divided by, multiply.
I don't know. I would imagine that the Mach is not the same each time. Like if the first Mach is 750, I would imagine it's not like double, triple, whatever.
It is the sound. You're right. But now I just got a list here. So Mach 10 is a little over 7,600 miles an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This thing's going 1 million miles an hour.
Let's see. 1 million. Not even listed.
No.
It's going, it's going over at least 60 Mach by a lot. I'm not here to do the math, but it's going very fast.
There's a calculator right here, okay?
Perfect.
All right, this calculator will help us out, I believe. And it's 100, 1,000, okay.
1 million.
1 million. 1 million to Mach. Mach 1,303. This thing's going. Mach 1,303 flying through space. They don't know what the hell it is. They said the colossal object, which is roughly 27,306 times the size of Earth, was spotted by a citizen scientist who was analyzing data from NASA's WISE telescope.
I'm sorry. Come again? So
it's
not
gigantic.
even the scientists?
It's an amateur scientist, somebody just a regular citizen out there. It's about the same size as a star, but most known stars in the orbit, most known stars orbit the center of the Milky Way peacefully. This thing is hauling ass 1 million miles an hour.
Towards Earth?
No, it's not coming towards us, I don't think. It may leave the galaxy. It's going so fast out there. This has got to be aliens, right? It's got to be some sort of alien stuff going on here. I'm praying for it. It would be the biggest headline of my life if we got some alien news. Before we get to you and your dispatches, real quick, a bunch of rich folks died off the coast of a Mediterranean island.
Oh, we did our billionaire sacrifice of the year?
This has happened just like the Titanic expedition. It was a luxury yacht named the Bayesian.
Oh, wasn't this the guy that was supposed to be like the Steve Jobs of overseas or something like that?
Yeah, he's rich as hell, or was. It shows you what that does for him. British tech tycoon Mike Lynch is the guy's name. He went missing after his luxury yacht was hit by a tornado, of all things. And it sank off the coast of Sicily, killing one of the 22 people on board. And the vessel was hit with a tornado about 5 a.m. on Monday, half a mile from the port. 4 Britons and 2 Americans are among those missing right now. So you got some people still missing, fell off this rich person yacht, and we'll see what happened there, but does not look good for them. All right, one dispatch real quick. Which one are we going to work in? That's the big question here. Oh, we have somebody apologizing or talking about apologies, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Surf Nazi, a concerning name. Hang on, I got to bring this back in here. Then we can hear from Surf Nazi. Here we go.
C-Lane owed Chief an apology when they went camping because he forgot to bury something deep enough. C-Lane can elaborate on that.
Does this person know what they're
talking about? Poop.
Talking about?
Yeah, I didn't. The Chief's telling stories out of school here.
What are you doing, Chief?
No,
he's in the woods. Stays in the woods.
He's 100% right. This is my. I wasn't really well versed in pooping in the woods, and we didn't have the box. We didn't have the
toilet throne.
The camp toilet that my friends make now. This was like squat, dig a hole.
Old school.
Didn't dig that big of a hole, and the dog found it.
Oh, the dog found it. Gross.
All right. On that note, we will take a break. When we come back,
seems like you ate well, though. Good for you.
We got to get
to
some bad news for one person, but they had a good ride. The world's oldest person has died at the age of 117. They did leave a final message. We'll see what that message was to the world after 117 years on Earth. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, should crimes have a respect clause? I'll explain. Also, we'll go over my choice of the Royston Cave for What'd You Do That's New. Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth drops by for It's Only Money. For trivia, we'll have a pair of 2-day passes to the Sing Out Loud Festival, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1. Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Girl, look at me. I'm fat and rich. You can be fat and rich, too.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Hey, cutie pies, Real Radio has your chance to go to Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Keep listening for the keywords 3 times a day. And a little birdie just told me there might be one coming up very soon. So once you hear that keyword, text it to 200-200. As always, remember to answer your phone if you want to win. This contest is presented locally by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickleyGroup.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pains went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Here's what Real Fence Outlet customers say about their experience. Brian said,
"Our family purchased our forever home a year and a half ago. After the closing date, we listed several things we desired to upgrade to make this house a home. One was the old, dilapidated wooden fence that was enclosing our backyard. We asked around for fence companies in our area. Fence Outlet was recommended more than any other. We sought out a quote online, received the blessing of Stephanie, got approved for financing, received the spectacular, clean look we were after in our brand new vinyl fence. Thank you, Fence Outlet. Our family will gladly recommend you to all."
See for yourself. Go to fenceoutlet.com to schedule your free estimate today.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface.
Too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Radio.
He's smiling
and that alone should scare you. This. Getting a little darker by the moment. I'm not. You don't even know what I'm going to say. Okay. I was just thinking what I could do. Maybe a den or a TV room or just looking around. Seeing,
no, save that room for me.
Different ways. Folks, we got a lot to get to on the show today, including the next episode, which is coming up in just a bit. The dark cloud looms as we roll in to Share the Show Tuesday. So no better time than now to share the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com/share, thenewsjunkie.com/share, and help us out by following us on social media. That'll be really cool. This is not cool because a woman died, unfortunately, but she was 117. So you never feel that bad when they get up that far. This is like the lady the other day. Man, I tweeted out the photo of this lady. She was 124, I believe. And
I thought it was 122.
Was it? You're right, 122. It's 122 years old, this lady. And they had a photo of her from like different years of her life. It says Jean Louise Calment in her last years of life from 111 to 122 years old. She was born in 1875 and died in 1997. Being the oldest person ever whose age has been verified. And when you look at like 123 and 121 and 122, 122 is an age that doesn't look like a blast. So this looks like the person saying, please help me here. I'm trying to get off this earth. Every single person who was born when I was alive is dead. They're all dead. They're all gone. What am I supposed to do right now? Well, another woman just died at 117 years old. She, Maria Branyas, was the oldest person in the world for a moment there, lived through 2 world wars. Global pandemic, and they said she passed away peacefully and without pain. It is not this lady, but another one who has died. They said, we will always remember her for her advice and her kindness. I just think about that when somebody's 117, I go, that person goes, oh, I remember 17 years ago when I was 100 years old.
Right.
That is astonishing.
I'd be astonished if they actually remembered that.
Probably wouldn't. It's a lot is touch and go at 117. Would you guys want to get that old? No?
No.
You wouldn't want to get anywhere over 100?
I don't think so. I don't know.
100 is a lot. 117
You're watching a lot of people die.
Yes, everybody. Grandchildren, because you're going that far. You could have like great grandkids if you're 117 years old.
And every night you go to sleep, you're wondering, like, am I waking up tomorrow?
It's too old. I agree with you. I think, even though that sounds a little dark, it's like, I think 90 is a fine.
But we say that now, maybe there is a threshold in which we don't care anymore. And that might be something you don't really know what it is to give absolute 0 Fs until after the age of 100.
I bet that lady didn't give any. She probably was just over it. I bet for a little while you think maybe you're invincible. You go, how am I 117? What's going on here? Angel on YouTube says 80 tops. 80? Come on. I've seen some people in their 80s that are still having sex and doing great. 80's fine.
Very slow sex.
80's fine. It's when you give up on everything and you start to fall apart fast. You got to keep your schedules going, keep yourself busy, and then you could cruise through 80. But around 90, I feel like you turn a corner. 117, no thanks. I could not. I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I want to. This woman is 117 no more. She has passed away. She posted one final message on Tuesday morning, and it says, "The time is near. Don't cry. I don't like tears. And above all, don't suffer for me. Wherever I go, I will be happy," she said. And that's a nice little message on the way out from Maria. So salute to you, Maria. You did good. 117 years doing this thing. That is something else to consider. Let's go to a couple of dispatches. We haven't worked many of those in, so maybe we'll see what's on your mind for a bit. Here goes Charles on a Share the Show Tuesday.
What's up, News Junkie?
Hey.
I want to do a shadow show Tuesday to Cali, being up in Spring Hills, Florida.
I can barely hear you.
Supposed to be working from home, but she's probably lounging at the food on her.
Wow.
I think he's calling somebody out for not working, but you can barely hear him. So we'll skip. We'll go over to this. Here's Dan the plumber, who has a frowny face, but maybe this dispatch is so good he can pull out of that territory.
Hey, junkies. Happy to share the show Tuesday. Every time you guys keep talking about the Mach speed, Mach, I keep hearing Mach.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah. No.
Bird. Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're stopping you there, Dan the plumber. I get the point, and that is a very catchy part of Dumb and Dumber. Skipper Style has a dispatch.
What up, junkies?
Hey.
So I'm trying to figure out if I listened too much. After Sean told his rock story, Sabrina goes, there was, and I immediately go into, that time you bullied that girl into doing porn?
Okay, Jesus.
And I was right. I knew the story that she was going to tell before she told it. I think I might listen to you guys too much.
No, it's perfect.
Bully a girl into porn. She was a child.
Side note, yeah, that dude should have been driving. He shouldn't have even had a license. I'd have still been mad too. But I get really mad at people who do stuff they shouldn't have been doing that results in terrible things.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules on that, I think. If you've had a seizure and the ability to drive afterwards, it's kind of touch and go because that can happen. And this guy drove his car right through the front of somebody's house. It was pretty dramatic. And the family, even though he's on his knees groveling and apologizing, they were still mad. They were still upset about this. I get that. Let's go to Big Bad Beard, who's talking about an apology.
Good afternoon, junkies. Talking about being forced to apologize when you're a child.
I swear to God.
Sean, I kind of had the same thing going. When I was a kid, me and my half-brother, I believe it was my half-brother, I was pretty young, we had our little BB guns, and we were out in the field, and there was just a whole bunch of junky cars and trucks out there. It didn't look like they were much of anything.
Yeah.
So we were just shooting at them, shooting little BBs at the windows and stuff, and we got caught by the owner, and my mother made me go over there and say I was sorry, and then, I had to go and do yard work and do all this stuff for
it's
some
so embarrassing.
junky, beat-up old cars that were just rusting away in a field. So stupid, but, yeah, I know that feeling all too well. Anyway, wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
I got to tell you, thinking back, getting a BB gun, bad idea. Bad idea. My dad was hesitant at first, and then got me a BB gun, and then my friends had some BB guns, and we never did anything good with those BB guns. It was always something that we were not supposed to be doing. And
this would be the part where I share a story, but I do feel like it will haunt me years later.
Well, it doesn't involve the same girl, right?
No, it doesn't involve the same girl.
I'm just checking. I was checking to see if she was
and we made up,
targeted.
by the way, years later as adults.
Yeah.
And she did not mention anything about what happened in third grade having to do with her
You're taking this
rather
hard.
successful adult career. Thank you.
Oh, now you want to take credit for it.
I mean, she did fine.
Where was she working? Was she working for like a big production outlet? Or
it was like Reality Kings or like Bang Bros or one of those.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Well, to each their own. If people are consenting adults and they want to do that, I'm fine with it. But sometimes, you get bullied and it leads you in a direction. I'm not suggesting that this is what led her into that direction. Only she would know. And it sounds like she's lived an interesting life. We should bring her on the show. Can we talk to her?
No.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
Do you think it would be insightful? And plus, it will clear your name.
No, I feel my name is perfectly clear. It's just everyone is choosing to go the route of not hearing the whole story, which I've repeated several times. Never in a million years. How about that?
All right. We'll go over here.
You're going to try to reach out to her.
What if we all live to be 1,000,001?
Fine.
So you're saying
there's a chance. All right. Here's Kurt with the dispatch here.
Hey, Sean. Isn't that interesting that Biden said almost exactly the same thing Trump said when there was protests when he was president and got crucified for? Are they going to say anything about Biden saying how great the Palestinian protesters are? Going to be interesting.
Yeah, what Kurt is talking about in Charlottesville, where Trump said there's fine people on both sides, and then that got spun out into a giant controversy afterwards. This is different to me. I think he may have blindly been just referring to protesters outside. I'm going to give him a little benefit of the doubt. I like to try to do that to folks. And maybe he didn't know what was happening, but there were some horrible people out there. There was some really bad, anti-Semitic, absolute losers who were gathered outside. Were there among them just some regular-ass people who happen to be opposed to some policies? Yeah, and maybe he's talking about them. Just like, I'll flip it around on you, Kurt. If you would have wanted the press at the time to use a little nuance and go, oh, Trump was talking about the people who were throwing the original event in Charlottesville about the statue, I think that was going to be removed or something. And then the counter protesters who were going against them. And he wasn't talking about these other people who hijacked the event. You could be a little, you could give a little grace to people from time to time. I think he was probably just generally speaking about the protesters outside. Maybe didn't even know how bad it had gotten out there. They tried to get in that second fence, and God only knows what would have happened. They quickly got the police and, got them out of there, which is good. That's what they should do. They should respond that way. Okay, when we come back, the next episode in just a moment. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? If you're looking for something to watch, Netflix has a new movie called The Union. If you're looking to read a better plotline for The Union, ChatGPT is here to help. The Olympics may be over, but Flava ain't done bringing the flavor of support to the U.S. women's water polo team. Plus, a word of advice, don't try to steal Graceland, as you'll end up in jail land. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, CoolToday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon, we're going to see a couple of passing downpours, a couple of thunderstorms, a really moist flow off of the Gulf of Mexico all week on a southwest wind. And that'll result in a 60% chance for rain both today and tomorrow. It'll be likely, but even more likely for the end of this work week into the weekend with a 70% chance for rain. It won't rain all day, but there will be a chance for it all day. Otherwise, another steamy high today of 94, feeling like 106 degrees.
This report is sponsored by Qdoba.
Steak it up a notch with new habanero lime steak from Qdoba. Grilled steak tossed in habanero sauce, lime juice, and fresh cilantro. The perfect hit of heat to spice up your entree. Here for a limited time only. Order today at Qdoba.com or download the app.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman. Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son, Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Want to give your child a learning experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future? The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer. It's available at no cost to any 4-year-old child residing in the state of Florida. Visit our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Know your options. If BPH medications are bothering you or you're worried about invasive surgery, ask about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is an outpatient, minimally invasive procedure. It reopens the channel with no cutting and provides rapid symptom relief with no new, sustained erectile or ejaculatory dysfunction, as shown in a clinical study. Go to urolift.com and click on Find a Physician for a doctor near you. Urolift.com. UROLIFT.com. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort when urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention. If you suffer from symptoms of an enlarged prostate or BPH, the UroLift system is a proven alternative to BPH medication or invasive surgery. Visit urolift.com and click on Find a Physician to speak to a doctor to see if you're a candidate for the UroLift system.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, and you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu. iHeartRadio, let's go! Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is...
World of entertainment and beyond. Hello to you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Real quick, I want to say thank you to the half dozen people who tried to get me the Totally Dude drop from that Party Like a Rock Star rap song. Everybody, they were trying to isolate it, put effects on it. So many people said this. And all of them have some artifact that makes it not the crystal clear version of it that I want, that I'm dreaming of.
It's because it's the AI. I mean,
I know.
It's not perfect. It sounds like dude is not there.
Exactly. So close, though. It's so close. So thanks to everybody who sent that over. And real quick, Janine said, Sean, I don't know who the guy from Georgia is that emailed, but it's pronounced Gwinnett just like it's spelled. I'm probably screwing this up again. Sorry, I had a rough day, so I'm easily irritated, and I don't want you to sound like an idiot, LOL. Different accents may have a slightly different way of saying it. Have a nice evening. Folks, I'm doing my best over here. Gwinnett, I think I got it. I hope I got it. If I don't, I'll work on it. Phil says, PD True on Paramount Plus. Have you seen this? I just stumbled across this series, and the first 2 episodes was about the Pulse nightclub shooting. with two of the officers that were prominent on that night. It was really crazy to watch, and I think you might like watching it. I don't know. I've seen so much about that. It's horrific. I live right down the street from it, for God's sake. And sometimes I'm like, do I want to watch something that I think is going to affect my mood in a negative way? Am I going to pick up something new? If I'll pick up something new from it, then I'd be into it. He said, I remember when the media told us there was no terrorist ties to the shooting, but the actual audio and video footage proves otherwise. Space Coast native says from, I don't know where. From an iPhone, it says, as a matter of fact. And finally, Kurt says, Bad Monkey, the TV show with Vince Vaughn that we were talking about yesterday, is a Carl Hyacin book. You would like Carl Hyacin books. They're all set in Miami and Key West. Best regards, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt.
Isn't it also Bill Lawrence is involved in that? Is the same guy from Scrubs and Scrubs and Shrinking?
Possibly. I don't know. I've just known. I've seen the first two episodes, and it's all right so far. It's kind of enjoyable. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I did not do the plane crash in Brazil.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com, the Home Loans Radio Show, and Don. When it comes to refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, perhaps you're looking to expand your business or maybe refinance that high-interest SBA loan to a fixed rate of 8.25%. All that and so much more available by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you can trust.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
It was a mere 47 years ago. Go. 1977. The United States of America launched Voyager 2, an unmanned spacecraft carrying not one, not two, but a 12-inch gold-plated phonograph record that scientists hope aliens would find and play to learn about Earth. The record had greetings in 55 languages, nature sounds, and samples of music, including Mozart, Beethoven, and Bad Baby.
No way.
No.
That'd be a great extra addition on there, though.
The song right here.
Go, Johnny, go.
Go, Johnny,
Johnny,
go.
be good.
Do you think they know about the little kiss? Just give it a little kiss.
I hope not. We don't want the aliens knowing about that kind of stuff.
Right in the face. So congratulations. No word yet if the aliens ever got a hold of that gold-plated phonograph. Phonograph?
Yeah, that's right.
Phonograph.
Record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the record. But it's with the...
Vinyl.
But it's with the speaker.
The dealie? You talk about the old school, like, horn-looking
Yeah.
thing where the sound comes out of? Yeah.
Just in case they don't have speakers or Bluetooth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who will not be going to space or just regular civilian land is the woman who tried to steal Graceland.
Elvis.
Now, we remember earlier this year, a Missouri woman, she conjured up a plan, and a hell of a plan, to fraud the family of Elvis Presley out of their ownership of his iconic home, Graceland.
Yeah.
Not only his iconic home, but it's like the go-to tourist attraction of that area, is it not? You've been to Graceland, haven't you?
Oh, I have not, no. But I would go. I would absolutely go.
My dad went by himself. He said,
Really?
I always wanted to go. And so he just took a trip by himself to see Graceland. And I'm like, how was it?
I just missed all the Elvis stuff, obviously, because Elvis died in the late 70s. I was born in 1981, so I wasn't quite into all that, but I still think Elvis is, like, interesting and cool.
Absolutely. And now, well, things have been shook up, Sean. All shook up. Yeah. On Friday, last Friday to be exact, the U.S. Department of Justice announced the would-be fraudster has been arrested, now facing possibly 20 years in prison.
Really?
It began when 53-year-old Lisa Janine Findley allegedly falsified loan documents posing as 3 different people and forging the signatures of a notary public and Lisa Marie Presley in an effort to claim that Elvis's late daughter had used Graceland as collateral on a little loan of $3.8 million, which she defaulted on before ultimately passing last year. And I remember sharing the story with you guys like, hey, Graceland's up for auction now because of this loan of some sort, and immediately it was shut down. It turns out, and you'd think something like this would be brought on by a team of hackers and fraudsters, but it's just one gal.
Damn.
Who decided to make up 3 signatures and almost got away with it, I suppose, if it wasn't for those...
what a brazen move to go after somebody so prominent with so much money and then get that close
like,
to
she's dead
getting away
now.
with it.
I'm going to try to steal Graceland.
Right, that's a big one.
So they ended up obviously finding Miss Foundley, I guess we'll call her now, filed a false creditor's claim with the Superior Court of California, a false deed of trust with the Shelby County Registrar's Office, and published a fraudulent foreclosure notice in a Memphis newspaper, all to go to auction May 23rd. But the auction was halted after Lisa Marie's daughter, Riley No, which she is now the trustee.
Riley No.
And also part of, she's an actress. And I did not realize the two until I watched Under the Bridge on Hulu. And I was like, she looks so familiar. I'm going to look on IMDb. Oh my God, it's Lisa's daughter. And they look exactly alike. Anyways, she is the trustee of Graceland and said, no way. And now Findlay is facing prison time up to 20 years just for mail fraud and mandatory minimum of 2 years for aggravated identity theft. Boom, baby. Someone who is not stealing any identities, but seems to be stealing some hearts is this guy right here.
Oh, Flava Flav.
Flava Flav is right. And he, in celebration of just, he said he was going to do one thing and then he went with it.
Mm-hmm. He said he was going to support this Olympics team because they didn't have enough money.
I didn't necessarily save Red Lobster yet, but I believe that still has a pin in it. But he said he was going to support the U.S. women's water polo team.
Wasn't him saving Red Lobster just showing up and ordering one of each thing on the menu?
And then they gave him his own menu. But his plan was to save them from bankruptcy. And then he got word about the U.S. women's water polo team not having enough money to go to the Olympics. So he helped fund that. He was there to support them. They did come home empty-handed by accident.
But they had a good time.
Yes, and at least they got to party it up with Flava Flav in Vegas, baby.
Oh, that's cool.
They were seen at Resorts World on Saturday getting VIP treatment at the club. He said, I'm so proud of all these women. Look at all the support and attention brought to this sport and women's athletics. We changing the game, and that is something big to celebrate. Most of all, thanks to all the players for welcoming me on the team and accepting my sponsorship. Paris was a special experience of my life, and we just getting started. Flava Flav out.
Somebody pointed out, and I thought it made perfect sense, that that Flava Flav had to pay for the women's team to go to the Olympics. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg was making $500,000 a day just for being there,
correct.
And being Snoop Dogg.
And not only did he help the women's team get to Paris, but he also helped the U.S. Paralympians raise money for their parents to go to Paris and see them. So bless your soul, Flava. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Someone who's also making a whole bunch of money, or someone's, this group right here. Coldplay is very right. And Coldplay's current Music of the Spheres World Tour just became the highest grossing rock tour of all time.
Have they even been touring the United States?
No idea.
Because I haven't seen anything about Coldplay being on tour.
They still have 21 shows scheduled, so maybe this is the second half they'll be in the U.S.
Oh, it's totally plausible that they could have been touring across the U.S. It was not on my radar at all.
Do you have any idea how much they've made to be the highest grossing rock tour of all time? You already Googled it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I'm guessing that you're not including Taylor Swift in that because you're saying rock, right? Because she would definitely be bigger.
It says it probably won't surpass Taylor's on her Eras tour because that's expected to reach $2 billion. So there's your clue.
Okay, so it's not $2 billion. I think $650 million.
That is a guess. Thank you so much.
$1 billion.
That is also a guess. But, Celine, I assume you're closer. Not here to do math. It's made $945.7 million and sold 8.8 million tickets since it kicked off in March of 2022.
Not bad.
So, which I say, so if you've got a tour that goes on for 4 years, then of course you're going to be on the list of all-time grossing.
People are cheating at this
stuff. The tour never
stuff.
stops.
Yeah, people are cheating at this stuff now. They just keep the tour going and going and going, so the numbers keep going.
But I do have the list if you...
Oh, all right. Number one is Taylor Swift, obviously.
This is still rock, just the highest grossing
just
rock
rock?
tour. Sorry about that.
Are the Killers up there?
Killers, no Killers.
Damn.
Killers, they're not here. At number 10, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Global Stadium Tour, got almost $400 million.
That's pretty good.
AC/DC, Black Ice World Tour, $441.6 million. Roger Waters, just him, The Wall Live, almost $460 million.
The guy can say and do anything and then still make $500 million on his tour.
So much money. Then we
piss off everybody, too.
Coldplay again for A Head Full of Dreams. The Rolling Stones at number 5 and 6. At number 4, Guns N' Roses, Not in This Lifetime, ... tour, $584.2 million. At number 3, who do you think it is?
Number 3, Beyonce.
No, this is the rock tour, please.
Oh,
Dave Matthews Band?
Not the Dave Matthews Band.
They usually
They're
get
number 3, but they've got another number in their name.
No, another number in the name.
And you might mispronounce it and watch videos on this platform. Terrible clue, unless you really dig into it. We're running out of time.
I don't know.
I want you to look up a video. What website are you going to?
YouTube.
What does that sound like?
YouTube.
YouTube is right. Ceiling gets the point. Almost $800 million. Elton John at number 2, Farewell Yellow Brick Road Tour, which I believe is 6 years long. That made $939.1 million. Then Coldplay at number 1. And finally, I'll leave you with this. The boob tube. That's all I got for you.
All right.
So sorry. Shall we? Bunga bunga. Bunga bunga. All right.
The song is so terrible.
But it's still got that beat.
It's just
I stopped playing it. Did you? Am I unmuted?
No, you're good.
Very fun. Celebrity Family Feud on ABC, America's Got Talent on NBC, Beat Shazam on Fox, the second day of the Democratic National Convention on all the channels, and the stand-up special Langston Kerman, Bad Poetry on Netflix. Catch Adam Sandler and Will.i.am on Fallon and You. Follow your dreams. And me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Give it a follow. Why don't ya? Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day. Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, so bad. I mean, I know people love Flavor Flav. I love Flavor Flav personally, and I like him in some songs. But that song has this like weird bouncy vibe to it. So
I love it.
It's something, man. It's very specific. I'll give it that. When we come back, we're going to hear from you, and it's time to get down to it. Disney is backing down. All the details about what's happening with this insane lawsuit and what Disney says is going to happen moving forward. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smell that? It's almost football season. Hear the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season here on Real Radio 104.1, courtesy of Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Bucs.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
Fence Outlet customer Jean said,
Fence Outlet made this process easy. The team was very detailed. My fence was done right by getting all the needed permitting and finding my property pins. I've had so many compliments on my new fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Discover the essence of Florida at Everglades Restaurant Rosen Center. Join us Saturday, October 12th at 6:30 p.m. for an unforgettable evening of culinary artistry and tequila exploration. Savor 6 handcrafted cocktails paired with 5 Mexican-inspired dishes by head chef Fred Vlachos. Reservations strongly recommended. Call 407-996-2385 to reserve your spot. Everglades Restaurant, where Florida's flavors come alive. 9840 International Drive, Orlando.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the
voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me. I'm going down in the cave as I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, August is National Wellness Month, and we want to celebrate that by getting as many of you guys over to Life Imaging FLA for their free hard scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And the numbers don't lie, man. In 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death. These guys at Life Imaging FLA are all about proactive prevention. And I want to encourage each one of you to explore their full body cancer screening as well. When you consider that 40% of adults will get cancer at some point in their life, early detection can save your life. Get that ultimate peace of mind with proactive screening. And remember, there are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. The entire process takes only 10 minutes. Guys, take a few minutes. Do what I did. Do what my wife did. Do what our in-laws did. Get with Life Imaging FLA right now and get your free heart scan. And it's easy to make your appointment. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that appointment today. It could change your life forever. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah! FrankGayServices.com.
Summer doesn't have to end. At Myrtle Beach, you can hold on to that sweet summer feeling a little bit longer. iHeartMedia is giving away a trip for a family of 4 to extend their summer a little bit longer at Myrtle Beach. Go to iHeart.com/visit Myrtle Beach to enter.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh,
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
Radio 104.1.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the...
What exactly did they say? What happens next with Disney in just a moment? Bootsy Moonshine on Twitch says, so what's going to be gone tomorrow? The rejoins? No. This the whole Dark Cloud thing is so much bigger than so many of you have guessed. It's kind of adorable, the small guesses. Like, does this mean that they're not going to be able to dress down when they go to the office anymore? No.
Hey, that'd be a pretty dark cloud for me.
It would be the tiniest cloud. That would be like just a teeny little. I'm trying to think. What are the names of clouds? Cumulus? Is that a cloud? Is that a type of cloud?
Yeah.
It's nimbus.
One that looks like a horse.
A nimbus cloud? That's one, I think. It's a little
nimbus?
tiny little one. This is a big cloud we're talking about. Big. It's way bigger than you're imagining. Huge, in fact. Game-changing and disturbing. And now we go on to Disney. Speaking of disturbing, if you missed this story, if you don't know what's happening, let me bring you through the basics here. Explain it like on 5 style. There was a guy by the name of Jeffrey Piccolo who, with his wife, Mrs. Tang Swan, went to a place called Disney Springs. For the uninitiated, Disney Springs is essentially a shopping and dining area that's kind of like going to Disney, but it's free. You don't have to buy tickets. You can walk around and spend your money at all the places. And they have, I think, a drone show. There's various other things that entertains people. And God almighty, does it get busy out there.
Oh, yeah. The first, and it was before it was called Disney Springs. My first experience, though, was Disney Quest.
Disney Quest. That's way back.
Oh, man. But I just remember my mind being blown by all the technology.
I loved Disney Quest.
It was so cool. I wish they would bring something like that back, but apparently we could just do that with our phones now or something.
I guess so, yeah. Technology has come a long way since some of those things launched way back in the day. And now Disney Springs is a lot of very busy restaurants. The Boathouse, which is one of the restaurants at Disney Springs, is in fact one of the busiest restaurants in the United States of America. It's crazy to think about that. And
great place.
It's good. Yeah, all those places down there are good. Are you kidding me? Wine Bar George? Oh, my God. The charcuterie board at Wine Bar George, magnifique. Magnifique.
His Disney Adult is showing.
Oh, this is just me enjoying life. And Wine Bar George was the place. You guys remember, I went there. I had a really bad experience. And then afterwards, the guy who owns it was talking to our boss. And he was like, tell him to come back through. I don't want him to have had that bad experience. I kind of had a bad taste in my mouth for everything. And then eventually we said, you know what, let's give it another shot. And we went in, and boy, were we wrong. The place was so good.
Mr.
Very, very
Wilson,
good food.
to your seat, please.
Nobody treated me any special way or anything when I went there. They were all, just like everybody else.
George will be out to meet you.
That dude works his ass off. He's always there. Always there. I see, like, that's the guy. That's the Wine Bar George guy. Very, very good. So anyways, turned around 180 degrees on that one. But Disney
His name's
Springs
John, by the way.
is this place with all these restaurants. And one of the restaurants has been there, I think, since the beginning, Raglan Road, which is an Irish place. And they've been around forever. They always have live music and stuff going on outside. And this couple went there. They wanted to eat. Jeffrey Piccolo and his wife, Miss Tang Swan, she has really bad allergies. So the wife was speaking with one of the waiters at Raglan Road, explained these allergies, said, I have nut allergies and I have,
Dairy.
What was it? Dairy allergies. And they went over the menu. They selected a couple of items that they were assured would not be an issue for those allergens. And they ate their meal. And just a few minutes later, they went to walk over just pretty much next door where Planet Hollywood exists. And outside Planet Hollywood, this woman who is a doctor, Miss Tang Swan, drops to her knees, and she's having a terrible allergic reaction to the meal that she had. She tries to hit herself with an EpiPen. They rush her to the hospital. It wasn't enough. Her allergy levels were that crazy. She died. Disney responded to this with a lawsuit response that has really ruffled some feathers, and I think rightfully so. Disney said, well, this guy can't file a lawsuit for the death of his wife because he signed up for Disney Plus. And in the T's and C's that nobody reads for Disney Plus, it says that you must go through arbitration, meaning outside of an actual civil lawsuit in a courtroom. You can't sue Disney, so to speak. You have to go through arbitration with them, which puts you at a great disadvantage. They also said he had purchased some tickets to Epcot, I believe, on the Disney website, which, again, the same thing. You are agreeing you won't participate in a class action lawsuit against Disney, and you are agreeing that you will go to arbitration and not sue them in court if you're buying a ticket, which is totally unrelated to having a meal at a restaurant. So people didn't like this look. People thought that Disney looked really, really bad. People were kind of, come on, man. Not great. Disney now has reversed course. CNN says this. Disney has reversed course on a wrongful death lawsuit brought by the widower of a woman who died after eating at a resort restaurant. They say the matter can now proceed to court. Previously, they had argued in court documents that the widower's Disney Plus streaming service contract means he cannot sue for the alleged wrongful death of his wife. In the lawsuit, they just go over what the lawsuit was. Disney's argument was that Piccolo had allegedly entered into the subscriber agreement when signing up for a Disney Plus trial years ago, which requires users to arbitrate all disputes with the company. Company lawyers also claim that because he used Walt Disney Park's website to buy Epcot tickets, Disney is shielded from a lawsuit from the estate of Piccolo's late wife. And now they said they're waiving their right to arbitration. It will go to an actual courtroom. But you have to ask yourself, would they have done this if people weren't paying attention?
No, probably not.
I don't think so. I think the backlash on this legitimately led them to go, this looks really bad for us. We should stop this.
But then what happens in the courtroom?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to try in the courtroom. But if they keep trying to push this, they're going to lose some actual fans here because it looks greedy. It looks terrible. There's a tragedy here. And you have to figure out who's responsible for that tragedy. Some of you brutal folks were saying over on chat that this woman was responsible because if you have allergies that bad, you shouldn't be leaving your house. How dare you try to get a succulent meal at Disney Springs?
Rest in peace.
So you thought that person was in the wrong for doing it. Maybe some jurors will buy that. I think people will be sympathetic to the fact that they explained what they were dealing with. They were assured everything would be okay, and then the person died. I think that's a pretty good case. But Disney finally backing off after all of this pressure.
Will it actually go to a courtroom, though? Or is it...
Well, Disney might settle out of court.
That's what I imagine.
It could. It's allowed to proceed in civil court. That's what they're saying. So, process begins now. They file the lawsuit. Disney, maybe, to what you guys are saying, Disney might just go, this is nasty. Let's settle this. Let's say $5 million. What's $5 million to Disney? Drop in the bucket.
I thought they were only $50,000.
Yeah.
Well, no. But that's when you sue like that, you say $50,000 in damages and more, at least $50,000 in damages. is what you usually sue for.
But also, a lot of people have brought up this point, and I haven't heard a lot of talk on what this means for Disney versus the owners of Raglan Road, because Raglan Road is not owned and operated by Disney.
No.
So there's people.
And that should have been their only argument, in my opinion.
Right. So it's like, was Disney trying to protect them and put them under this whole, you're part of this now, you can't sue? Or was it just like, were they just trying to cover their ass the whole time?
I think they were trying to cover their ass.
I mean, do you think that there's something to, after she had left the restaurant and then fell down, on her way, then she was on Disney property. Disney Springs, she was out of the restaurant, and she died on Disney property.
No, they rushed her to the hospital, and then she died at the hospital. What are you saying? Are you saying it's not even just about the meal? It's about the response to what happened after the meal. Is that what you're saying?
But that's what I'm guessing, that Disney and how Disney is involved in that. Because if not, it would have been shut down.
They could be. What happens is when you start the lawsuit, you look at who is suing whom. And then the first thing that will be considered by the judge will be, are these parties responsible in any way? Should they actually be on this lawsuit to begin with? And the judge will have to decide that. That's a super interesting question. We'll have to see, and we'll only see about this case rolling forward. Let's see what we got with your dispatches, and we'll see what you have on your mind. Lumpy Beaver says this is not Disney's fault. A lot of people seem to be lining up on that. I think that there's responsibility for somebody here. If you guarantee, in a way, that a person would be okay if they have allergies eating this meal, and then the things that they're allergic to are in what you serve them, that is bad. But Lumpy Beaver disagrees.
Hello, junkies. Hey, in regards to the Disney thing, here's a hot take. Disney's not responsible.
Okay.
It's a bad look, as you say, with the whole you have to go to arbitration because you signed up for Disney Plus or whatever. However, let me put it to you this way. If you go and eat at the Cheesecake Factory over at Millennium Mall, and you walk outside and you get sick and you fall down and die, do you sue Millennium Mall or the Cheesecake Factory? Exactly, the Cheesecake Factory. So the idea here is you're suing the wrong person. Disney just receives a portion of the proceeds. They do not run the restaurant.
All right, here's the problem with that, I believe, legally. And I'm going to just throw this out there, and you can argue with it if you want to. You can't just say because Disney doesn't operate the restaurant, Disney has no legal responsibility. If this restaurant was involved in some sort of nefarious stuff, was purposely poisoning people, any number of things, Disney would be responsible. Why? Because Disney's name is on the signs. Disney is the company that's drawing everybody in. You would be hiding yourself, illegally obscuring yourself, try to protect yourself from a lawsuit if you said, well, yes, this is Disney Springs, but you're not actually in Disney here. You're not actually on Disney property. Of course you are. They're both sort of patting each other on the back. They have a symbiotic relationship. It's not like just anybody can open a restaurant there. We all know that, right? You can't just go, I would like to open my restaurant at Disney. No, they're partners in these organizations.
Some sort of fee.
I'm sure there's lots of fees. There's what I'm saying is it's not just like a shopping center and a store in the shopping center. It's like this is a place that you're going to that's branded as Disney. All of this is the place that you're visiting, Disney Springs, and you can't have little legal enclaves within it. That doesn't make sense to me.
If you were at a friend's house who happened to be a renter and slipped and fell, would you not sue the homeowner's insurance?
Yes. Yeah. And that's what people do. I think that Disney's the big name, and that's the attractive thing to go after. But I also think that there's a chance that they have some sort of liability here. The only way we find out is see what the judge says. That's what determines all of this. Over to Mad King has a dispatch for us.
Good afternoon, junkies. The Mad King here.
Hello.
Sean.
Hi.
Typical news junkie fashion. The Democrats do something, you give them a pass. Trump burps, and you can talk about it for 3 hours. Come on, man.
Now we talk about that, yeah.
Get the little Biden reference there. Ha, ha, ha. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
All right, thank you, Mad King. I'm trying to be fair on these issues. I think that Biden talking about the protesters and saying that, hey, they got a point out there. I don't believe that he's saying the people who are acting in illegal ways and fighting with the cops and acting like assholes, I don't think he was referring to those people. I think he's just referring to the overall sentiment of these folks. And I'm no supporter of these protesters. You should be able to tell that if you've listened to this show at any length. I think a lot of these people are nut jobs and absolutely anti-Semitic. You can see it in the signage at these events. You see it in the aggressiveness that you see on display at some of these events. But just like I think you should give people a little bit of grace and use a little nuance, I think you should apply that evenly across everybody. So I don't think he was like, yeah, the guy who's knocking down the fence and who says Jews go back to Europe or go back to Poland or go back to wherever. I don't think that's who he's supporting. I don't think that it makes sense. But maybe you do. All right, let us know what your thoughts are. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. A superstar is railing against her own fans. What is this person saying? What are they upset about? And do they have a point? This is an interesting one. Let's tackle this together. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Wait, she shot a porno?
Yes.
No! The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incidents, our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One. And $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Own the moment with the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Wear timeless styles with technology that lets you listen to music, capture pictures and videos, live stream, make a hands-free call or text, and even ask Meta AI questions on the go, all while you stay present in the moment.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession, and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center August 23rd through 25th with 22 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Lots of family fun with the Trout Fishing Pond and a kids fishing clinic with Captain Don Dingman from Hook the Future TV show. Over 40 exhibitors showcasing a variety of products. The Boat Super Sale you can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Summer doesn't have to end. At Myrtle Beach, you can hold on to that sweet summer feeling a little bit longer. iHeartMedia is giving away a trip for a family of 4 to extend their summer a little bit longer at Myrtle Beach. Go to iHeart.com/visit Myrtle Beach to enter.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender. Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the new...
Very rare here. Very, very rare. All the time you hear people talking to the various generations, and it's either people hand-wringing about the Zoomers or upset about the whiny, entitled millennials, or they're talking about the boomers and how they just need to get over it and get out of the way already. It's time for new people to be in charge. No one ever talks to the Gen Xers. I don't know why this is a thing, but people just skip right over the Gen Xers. It's like a whole generation of people who completely get ignored in all this. So
you're here to come after them?
No, I'm here to talk to them today, and I want to talk to them about this pop star. And I want to.
I already know who you're talking about.
I want to see what everybody thinks. A lot of Gen Xers probably don't know the name Chappell Roan, and there's a tendency, and I see this a lot in stories about her, to go overnight success. People do this all the time. When somebody gets famous, to them it's just an overnight success.
Sure.
When
or an
it's
industry
a person,
plant.
Yeah, or an industry plant. You're exactly right. But often it's somebody who is grinding away forever and slowly but surely getting attention. And then finally the fuse lights and the dynamite goes off and the moment just happens for them. And that is what's happening for this singer, Chappell Roan. And she's huge right now. I think when we talked about Lollapalooza, where she performed, I believe it was Lollapalooza. I might be wrong.
Biggest crowd of the festival's history, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they said there was 80,000 people there. And 65,000 came specifically to see her. So there's a huge lineup of bands. And almost all of them show up just to see her on the stage. And she's a singer-songwriter type. She's got some really catchy songs. I use one of them as a rejoin. It's her moment right now. She's the big name out there at the moment.
When Radio Michael 7 was over this weekend for the poker tournament, he was like, we should have gone to Chappell Roan.
Oh,
she was at Bonnaroo.
Oh, was she? Yeah, that's right.
We had requested to interview her, but now it makes total sense. And then I think it was during another interview that she had played. However, it's those moments where you get really into the music after you know that you were there at the same spot and probably had the opportunity.
True.
And then now it's impossible.
Now you're not going to see her at any kind of, that wasn't a small venue by any stretch of the imagination, but now you're not going to be able to see her very easily at these things. She's 26 years old. Her biggest song is Good Luck, Babe, right now. That's the one I use as a rejoin. And she's now at the center of this other debate. And the debate is over what people's expectations of celebrities are. And I think there's a good split on this, I would say. Maybe even a 50-50, locked battle on how people think about celebrity. The average person, in my guesstimation, feels something like this. They go, you're rich and you're famous, so just shut up and deal with it. Oh, you're going to cry that you got some problems in your life. You're rich and you're famous and you're, on top of the world. I don't want to hear you complaining about fans bothering you. Oh, woe is me. I think a lot of people really feel that way. I don't necessarily, because I know that there are so many common situations celebrities can find themselves in that suck. That must be so annoying. Like, for instance, there are celebrities who actually care about their fans. And so when they land at LAX or in New York City at LaGuardia and they go to get their baggage, they're hounded by these people who want them to sign a bunch of stuff. But the people aren't even fans. They're just folks who are trying to make a buck off of getting some merchandise signed and putting it on eBay.
That's why I like when the celebrities every once in a while quiz them.
Yes.
Like,
name my last 3 albums. What was the last couple movies I was in?
Now, I will also say, though, I would be screwed in that. Because I could sing the song. I could likely sing the correct words, but I am not by any means good at naming the album or the song title.
But you would be able to give them enough, I think, so they would know you're a fan. You're not there to try to sell it. And they can tell sometimes based on what you're trying to get signed, too. If it doesn't make sense, if it's like an item that seems a little different.
Yeah, that totally. And also, I'm not super into autographs these days.
Me either. No, a lot of people aren't. But these folks are doing it for money. And if the celebrity...
The easy way to distinguish that is to go, what's your name? I'll write it on here.
That's true, because... that takes away from the value for sure. That would kill every one of them. And I know some celebrities do that. But if the celebrity goes, get the hell out of here, you jackass, or says something, and it's like, God, look at this miserable jerk here. What is wrong with this person? If a celebrity acts any way other than absolutely grateful for everything in their life, everybody will crap on them, or at least a lot of people will. So now here's what this pop star has said, and you can tell me whether you agree with her or not. Send a dispatch, send an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or just put in chat if you're watching us live. It appears all the attention is getting to the 26-year-old Chappell Roan, who's been releasing music to little success for around 6 years before her career blew up in recent months. I need you to answer questions, she said. Just answer questions for a second. She announced in 2 TikToks posted to her account. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, can I get a photo with you? And she's like, no, what the F? And then you get mad? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family and follow her around? Would you dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know, and she doesn't know you at all. I'm a random bitch, and you're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second. And then she posted another TikTok that called fans who approached her asking for a photo or a hug creepy. So she's not happy with the fan interaction stuff that's going on as she's rocketed to fame here.
But
everybody's response is going to be, I guarantee you, not every single person, but most people's response, a lot of people's response will be, suck it up, Buttercup. You're a pop star. You're a millionaire. People don't care about this stuff. They always think you have it the best because you're rich, so don't whine to me.
I think there's several takes to it, and maybe this is where... maybe not nuance comes in, but like one part of the biz, like you are, this is what comes with the territory of it. How you respond, that is totally up to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the formula of like, you have someone who blows up very quickly and they have to, as of late in the last 10, 20 years, give this, response. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. And then eventually they'll figure out how to deal with the fans or find out how to get away from them. 2, there are a lot of people who will empathize with this. I certainly can understand where it gets to be too much and you feel like you have to say something.
Right.
But 3 or like 2A is that your super fans don't hear this. They're still going to act that way.
Well, is your take then, or somewhere in your take, that maybe putting the message out there wasn't a good idea?
No, I mean, I say put it out there. I think it will fall to deaf ears of crazy ass people.
Well, the more it gets out there, I think the more it'll be normalized. I would say.
Where you now have to navigate because of your level of celebrity to not be in the unfortunately, not be in the situation in which you will be walking in public and have someone ask you for a hug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just where you're at right now. And it's unfortunate, but it's also the blessing of it that you can perform in front of 80,000 people. Like,
right.
You know, there's a way to, and it's a learned experience. By no means am I ever close to what Chapel Roan is, but like going into radio is like, you know, be nice to everybody. And this is, you know, a humbling experience. And then you meet the creepy ass people where it's like, okay, now I have to understand what it is to draw a boundary.
Yeah.
And to not be like a complete bitch where it's taken the wrong way, but also set like where I'm like, hey man, I know you listen
yes, that's
all the
exactly
time,
what I'm talking
but that
about.
doesn't mean you could put your hand all up on me and say whatever you want because I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
and that's
this is
okay
exactly
for
what I'm
me to
talking
do
about.
as well.
Let's go curtain all the way up. Let's go curtain all the way up on this.
Careful.
In our job, in what we actually do here, and being blessed to be able to do this radio show to a ton of people every single day, there's something about the medium of talk radio where people really feel like they get to know you and they really connect with you. And the best way I can explain it is like on the other person's side, they feel like they know all these stories about us, they know all this history, and then on your side, you don't know them at all. But they feel like you have the same connection with them. And it's as if they're friends with you, but it makes awkward interactions.
Of course. And there are some people who listen all the time and are still pretty cool. A lot of people, you know, that I've also become friends with. But then there's some people where it just does not click.
Yeah.
And then it does take like a moment where I'm like, all right, let's take a breath here because I am getting to know you as someone who is on my list of someone to stay 6 feet away from.
Well, think about it from this perspective, too. Let's say there's some young girl and her life was changed by listening to a Chapel Roan album. She loves all the songs. She loves Good Luck, Babe. She that connects with all the lyrics and stuff. And that girl is going through a really tough time in her life. And then she's going to, maybe she sees Chapel Roan or any other pop star could be in this position in public. And you want to go, you saved my life. Your music means so much to me. Can I get a hug? And from their side, they're like, I was just trying to tell them how much they meant to me and how much the music meant to me. From the other side, you go, I don't want to hug you. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. This is kind of strange right now. If you refuse the hug, you look like you're being really mean to this person, even though I don't think you actually are. It's just a real tough situation.
I ran into that. I wonder if the listener even remembers this. I ran into that situation. It wasn't a hug. It was a handshake. But it was fresh COVID time. Like 2020. It was like April of 2020 or something like that. It was right when we were transitioning from, oh, this is a thing that's going on overseas. Probably not going to last. Not going to last that long. To oh, it's kind of coming over here, but it's probably not going to last that long. To oh, we should probably start actually listening to the things that people are telling us, and kind of social distancing and stuff. And some listener saw me at 7-Eleven and reached out his hand, and I was like, all right,
elbow.
You know what?
Because I've not shaked the hand before, and if you do, you look like an asshole. I've not been like, nah, like let's try to do, and you look like a jerk if you turn it down. It's an impossible situation, and so many people are so quick to say, you've got money, you've got fame, you've got power. How could you possibly be upset about anything? This is part of your job, and I understand that, but I think it's more complicated. Daytona Squid on YouTube says, I've politely stalked Sean since he was doing mornings. It's not who you stalk, it's how. Well, you're doing good. You're fine out there. I have no problem with you.
He's almost complete with his voodoo doll. Just needs one more lock of hair.
Well, if we still don't know which one you are, then you've probably done a good job at keeping your stalking to hidden.
You're right. That's
Who's
good.
that behind you, Sean?
Tanya on YouTube says, I did almost run directly into Sabby at Fritz's birthday party last year, and I immediately looked super scared and said, "Oh, Sabby, I love you." I wanted to pass out, but she immediately said, "I love you too." These are fine interactions. You guys are totally normal. You guys are great people. Just sometimes, maybe a little drunk.
But I'll take
off.
Can I have a hug all day, 10 times before some couple weeks ago. Like, some guy, and we go to the, same bar, and all of a sudden, because you've had however many than usual, comes up and, tries to massage me. And I'm like, get your hands off of me. And I'm sure he felt it because I felt like a rock. I was like, don't touch me. That's it. And I guess it would have been weird, too, if he's like, can I massage you? But either way, it's there's not it's a very thin line, but still, it's one side or the other. I don't know. I think it's creepy-ass dudes, because it's never a woman that does that. I almost said the S word.
I've had women come up and grab me. I've had women do stuff like that with a different vibe, though, like as if it was a funny thing.
I don't know. I'm speaking from my experience that it's only been creepy dudes.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, do you think this is people who grew up in a place where they were much more touchy-feely, and that's just normal to them?
I grew up in a very touchy-feely Latin American family. It's a different vibe. I don't know how else to explain it. I know you're not a hugger.
This is foreign to me, because I'm very much keep my hands
8 times.
Probably. I'm very much just keep my hands to myself kind of guy. That's just who I am internally.
Until, drunk Sean comes out. He's a hugger.
No, I'm never doing it again. I'm never bringing out the dancing. I'm never.
It's like this. It's like this. Come here.
I'm never doing that move. I'm killing that off for good. So what do you think? Let us know. I think that is sort of an interesting dynamic, and I can see this absolutely positively from both sides. But generally speaking, I think a lot of people are just like, shut up, quit whining. You're so blessed. You should just put up with this.
Yeah, just take a stranger's hug, weirdo.
Yeah. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Lots of people chatting about this. We'll get further into that. We got jury duty coming up next, and the poster child for AI resistance. Many, many things to talk about. A drug miracle breakthrough. All of that paid off before the end of the show. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Introducing the latest way to hear the greatest station in the world. Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1. You're welcome, iPhone users.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Caitlin Clark's back, picked up where she left off, breaking the rookie assist record. Caitlin's creating more buzz to the WNBA this summer than what we're getting in baseball, which is why baseball's trying to pivot quickly with new innovative rule changes. This WNBA revelation is great for women's basketball. It's not great for America's pastime, baseball. I'm Colin Coward.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Folks, Mills Air is the best. They are fantastic. And if you are a new homeowner, I was just talking to C-Lane about this not long ago. He's got a brand new house he's just moved into. And if you move into a place, you don't know what the condition of everything is, other than what you've seen from some of the people who've looked at it before the deal went through. You don't know if the AC is in really bad shape, really good shape. It's so smart to get the preventative maintenance done from Mills Air for the peace of mind. They'll look at that air conditioner from top to bottom, inside and out. They'll look at your whole system, clean out your lines, change filters, do all the stuff that's required, and then report back to you. Hey, it's in great shape. You're really, really good. You're not going to have a problem for a very long time. Or, hey, heads up, you might want to start saving a couple of bucks because in the next year or so, you're going to run into some mechanical issues. You should know that ahead of time. And Mills Air has been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, and then get you big old rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to Mills Air. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me.
I'm going down in the cave
as I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Men over 45. Do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Know your options. If BPH medications are bothering you or you're worried about invasive surgery, ask about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is an outpatient, minimally invasive procedure. It reopens the channel with no cutting and provides rapid symptom relief with no new, sustained erectile or ejaculatory dysfunction, as shown in a clinical study. Go to urolift.com and click on Find a Physician for a doctor near you. Urolift.com. UROLIFT.com. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort when urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention. If you suffer from symptoms of an enlarged prostate or BPH, the UroLift system is a proven alternative to BPH medication or invasive surgery. Visit urolift.com and click on Find a Physician to speak to a doctor to see if you're a candidate for the UroLift system.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Feel the Del Air difference. Let Del Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit delair.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Julie emails the show, and Julie says, Sean, how does the camera follow each of you when you are speaking? Oh, she must be watching on YouTube over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. Love the show, says Julie. That is the Auto Switcherino 5000 that we have.
Very expensive.
No, that's C-Lane. C-Lane's buttons. If you're new to the show, C-Lane has many buttons that run everything on the show. And he's the one who switches as we move around for the most part. If he's not here, it'll either be Josh switching or Sabrina will switch, or I have some buttons in front of me. It's a whole very big complex system that just had me in the dark as I was saying that.
You might have noticed a segment or two ago, it was not switching. And that's because Sean just wanted the camera on himself the whole time.
Yeah, I turned the auto switcherino off, and I just
started to get my buttons out, and then
turn it back on.
Yeah.
If C-Lane is doing something else and it lingers on you for too long,
I'm like, here we go. Gotta grab the button.
Oh, Sabrina hates being on camera for too long.
Just
well, because I have a concentration face that is accused of being a resting bitch face. Apparently, I have to be like this the whole time.
Smile. Oh, the love when people.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. That's totally my fault. Anonymous emails.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember that being a curse word, but okay.
I apologize. That is my fault. Absolutely. Anonymous emails, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And they say, if you have epilepsy and your condition is controlled by medication, you can have your driving privileges restored if you're seizure-free for 6 months. If it was epilepsy that caused a seizure, he might need to have his meds adjusted. Seizures can also come from other factors, side effects of medications, stress, psychological disorders. It's called PNES, or pseudo non-epileptic seizures.
Called
Thank
penis?
you for the info. Yes, it is actually penis. Somebody in my family dealt with penis, and after...
I believe that was your mom?
After talking to multiple neurologists, they told me there isn't a driving restriction for that disorder. The fix would be to treat the underlying disorder causing the seizures, therapy, change meds, etc., to address those types of seizures. At no time did any neurologist tell this person not to drive, Anonymous says. And finally, before jury duty, where a sports star ends up doing something real bad and landing in the news. That is on deck right now. Just John emails, tips to thenewsjunkie.com. He said, single cell amoebas. By the way, I love it when you say that. Sidebar. People who are saying if you have an allergy at restaurants, why go out? Well, my dad had a good point he wanted to mention to those who say that. If you can get hit by a car, why go out? That's those people's logic. Thoughts? Just John. I think it's a fair response when people say stuff like, well, it's just stay inside. The whole of society isn't going to adjust to your specific needs. And some of that is the pushback that we saw around like the pandemic stuff. Like we can't rearrange the whole of society for a small amount of people and inconvenience the many for the few. I think it's like built, it comes from that, the genesis is that area, I believe. But it's silly to say that somebody who has allergies, even if they're very, very bad allergies, doesn't deserve to go to a restaurant and eat out when the restaurant is cool with it. When the restaurant is saying, look, we'll serve people who have these allergy issues. They'll put it on their menu. They'll have their servers taught about this. And they'll know that it's a risk. They'll know that it's on them to, in an effort to be open to every type of person possible, that they need to be extra careful. And in this case, maybe not all that care was used. So that's where I think it's kind of coming from, but who knows? There are a lot of stories buzzing right now about will RFK Jr. drop out before November, and the chances of him dropping out have gone up on the trading markets to 62%, which is a big spike. Where was he at
in the polls, though? Like, how many votes will that free up?
4% or so, and right now it looks like he's stealing more votes from Trump than he is from Kamala Harris. I think the people who were going to vote for RFK, who were left-leaning, I think they were just not happy with Joe Biden. And I think a lot of them have gone over onto Kamala's side and have gained some enthusiasm there. That would be my guess. And now, if RFK Jr. drops out, the rumor was that he kind of approached Kamala Harris and said, hey, maybe I could be a cabinet member. What can we do here
God,
for
this
me to
sounds
drop
like
out?
Succession, and I only know that because I just watched it.
It kind of is, in a way. This the Game of Thrones. And you, like Game of Thrones, everybody fighting for power and such. But so he tried to allegedly approach Kamala Harris's campaign to try to get a gig there, and they rebuffed. There wasn't any response at all. And now he's trying to team up with Trump and say that he'll drop out because they think it would benefit Trump a little bit more. He might get a little tiny lift from the people who were going to vote for RFK Jr.
What if Trump's like, no? Then he's not going to drop?
Trump usually says yes to whoever bends the knee, i.e. Elon. Like Elon Musk saying.
He's an Elon.
He even said this week, he's like, I'll appoint Elon to some sort of cabinet position if he'll do it. And Elon Musk is like, ready to serve America. Like he has time to do any of that. But that's the hedging right now that RFK
cabinet position is Elon Musk going to fill?
Secretary of Transportation is the best one I can think of.
I mean,
Pete Buttigieg's job. You're going to take that from him, I think. I don't know.
I don't think it'll Pete Butt.
I don't think it'll happen, but I'm here to watch. So RFK Jr., will he drop out? What do you think about that? Let us know with your dispatches. And then this is a clip going around of J.D. Vance responding to the DNC and the speeches last night.
A few more locals, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Hannah Hilliard with Channel 12 from up in Milwaukee. Big event happening not too far away from here over in Chicago. Did you catch any of the DNC tonight or last night? If you did, what were your immediate thoughts?
Well, my immediate thoughts were all the people booing. I agree with them. That was my response to it, was boo.
Sounded like a roller coaster.
He says my immediate response was boo. Go back to the people? Hang on.
It sounded like they were going over a small hump on a roller coaster.
All right, here we go.
DNC tonight, or last night, if you did, what were your immediate thoughts?
It's like a very melodic boo. It's like they all perfectly were in melody.
Tonight, or last night, if you did, what were your immediate thoughts?
It's weird.
Usually it's a harsh boo, like, ooh, like it kicks you back a little bit.
You feel it a little bit.
That one was more fun, I think.
So, all right, real quick, back to this Elon being Secretary of Treasury.
I just made that up, by the way.
I know.
Fake news, Sean.
We were. You didn't say treasury. You said transportation, and that's the one that would make the most sense because that's his wheelhouse. But wouldn't that be like kind of a conflict of interest if he's
huge
allowed to he's allowed to control some of the policy over transportation, and he has a car company?
Huge. I could think of no larger conflict. This is the biggest of conflicts. Because we're going to give subsidies to electric car companies that start with a T and end with an A. He goes, hold on. This seems like it's a little strange. All right, here we go. Let's jump into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Love me some Mo. Not so much Lou Mo, but regular size Mo.
He'll be big.
Big fan of regular size Mo. He's a fantastic attorney, and he's ready to help you out. You know, if you get into an accident or your loved one, your friend, somebody you know gets into an accident, suggest to them. There's a lot of attorneys out there, but you could get screwed. Some of them aren't very good at what they're doing. Some of them are just trying to settle your case as fast, pay the bills to keep the lights on. And then some of them will take the time to fight for your case and hear your story out and listen to you. And that's what you deserve, I think. So 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. A former NFL player is in big
guys.
Yeah,
has to stand all the time.
Gosder Cherilus was taken into custody of Boston's Logan International Airport around 2 a.m. after his flight was forced to return due to an unruly passenger. That's him. And he got in trouble because he urinated on another passenger on board the flights.
Why is that illegal?
Well, multiple reasons, but this guy in particular got into an argument with another passenger over seating arrangements. And about an hour into the flight, he got up and urinated on. This makes it so much worse to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think urinating on anybody is worse, but
I don't
tell
know
me
why
more. It was a baby, wasn't it?
About an hour into the flight, he got up and urinated on an elderly woman for approximately 20 seconds.
Oh my God, full stream.
So he just...
Jesus, man.
He then hit an elderly man with his right hand as he walked back to his seat, the arrest report stated. Wow.
That's the thing. Once again, I'm like, I've been blacked out, but not that blacked out.
No, that's a whole nother level. He was an NFL
Did that
player
woman kind of look like a toilet?
It doesn't say, but it seems maybe like it would.
Good old
Detroit
toilet
Lions,
face.
in Indianapolis Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers he played for. He was irate and uncooperative when he was ordered to get off the plane.
20 seconds. That poor lady had no idea.
Just consider that. Like, imagine the stream is starting now. It's like 1,000.
It would be, I think, almost immediately, and I would just redirect the PP right into his own face.
I imagine this old lady, like,
grab to his pull.
She can't get her seatbelt off. It's gargling out of her mouth.
Ew, okay, Sean, dude, line, man.
I don't know
Come
where
on.
it is. I don't know where she's getting hit. I don't know what's happening here. I'm just trying
leave
to
it up
figure
to the imagination.
This is horrible that this happened to this person. I think he should go to jail. I think the prison, straight to prison.
Go to jail for that comment.
For this
Poor
guy.
grandma.
Disgusting. Imagine that was your grandma for realsies, though.
My grandma's dead, so I can't.
I know, same. But I would be so upset if this was like your mom or, oh my God.
I
would
think
be
like
so pissed off.
Reflexes, I would have punched him in the genitals.
Wouldn't be pissed off.
Technically, in this case, yeah, you might be something else.
Oh,
okay, quick break. When we come back, we got to get to your dispatches, a story about somebody who's really not a fan of AI and a medical breakthrough that's going down. What is it? You might want to hear this one. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The NFL preseason concludes as the Tampa Bay Bucks host the Miami Dolphins this Friday. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm an FPL customer.
I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money.
Find more ways to save energy and money at FPL.com/ways to save. FPL, working for you every single day.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One. September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Keep listening for your next chance to be there.
Listen for the keywords right here on Real Radio each weekday at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. This contest presented locally by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your Social Security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will. When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Guys, are you tired of being tired? Frustrated because it seems impossible to lose belly fat? If you're looking for a solution, then listen to Mark.
I had fantastic results with the Andro 400 Max. Probably lost 35 pounds, and more impressive than that was the inches I lost off of my belly and my waist. And the increased energy is fantastic. I'll be totally honest, I tried a different product, and I wasn't happy with the different product. You guys are considerably cheaper than the other brand, and I can really feel the difference.
Andro 400 Max, the extra strength, all natural testosterone booster. The safe, easy, and affordable way to gain energy and lose stubborn belly fat. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Feel and look like a new man. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family. Together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Big news for veterans and first-time homebuyers. The Hometown Heroes program provides up to $35,000 down payment and closing costs. Get pre-approved at thatmortgagguydon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This.
But I need some more insight, because I know some of you are more up on what's happening with these people, and this could be a bit of a battle that plays out here. What do you guys know? I'm sure both of you have heard of the Rainbow People, right? You know what I'm talking about?
The forest?
Yeah,
they got kicked out of the forest, allegedly. And
whoa, that's not cool.
Yeah, this is what this story says. Let's read this real quick. The Rainbow family, and we'll explain if you don't know what's going on here, what's happening. The Rainbow family, who enjoyed congregating in nature and being naked, have been thrown off a nature reserve in their latest meetup. The hippie commune were hosting a Rainbow family gathering, which is just like the gathering of juggalos, but a little more different and a little less naked, probably. The hippie commune was hosting the Rainbow family gathering.
You're saying the juggalos are more naked?
The juggalos are unpredictable. There's a lot of weird things happening with the juggalos. The cops told them to leave. This happened in Highland, Germany, but we've had these folks in Florida too.
The Rainbow People.
The Rainbow People have gathered in Florida, right? I know this has happened before. I guess they travel around to different places. Maybe you've seen them where you are.
I think there's just different facets of them. Like, like Like it's not a religion, but like there's Methodists overseas, and some are united. Some of them are newly not so united.
Wasn't there like a whole murder thing that happened?
I'm looking. There was a murder.
Rainbow Family Living of Light is a counterculture in existence since approximately 1970. It's a loose affiliation of individuals, some nomadic, generally asserting they show them it was like a teepee and a bunch of people holding hands out here. This was in Bosnia. So they're global. They go all over the place. Yeah, and they shut them down.
I've told you guys before.
Event that they were doing in Germany.
I knew a girl in high school who was very, very attractive girl, cute girl. And she, I would follow her on Facebook and would start learning like, oh, she goes out to rainbow events. I mean,
really?
Yeah. She just would be like update on her Facebook page. Like, all right, going out to join my rainbow people.
Angel De Jesus on YouTube says,
she rips her clothes off and runs away.
Worked at a Winn-Dixie in Silver Springs. They were a pain in the ass and they stunk, says Angel. These folks were inspired in large part by the first Woodstock Festival. 2 attendees at Vortex, Barry Plunker Adams and Garrick Beck, are considered to be the founders of the Rainbow Family.
Could you imagine that conversation? Guys, what if we did it, but it's like, all right, think Woodstock, but like all the time. Yeah.
And murder sometimes.
We don't know about this murder thing. I'm looking at it. Maybe this probably in the wiki if they got it. The organization is a loose international affiliation of individuals who have stated their goal is to achieve peace and love on Earth. Well, I'm not opposed to that. I'm for peace and love on Earth. I like that. It seems like it's tough to do, but participants make the claim that they're the largest non-organization of non-members in the world. Okay. In addition to referring to itself as a non-organization, the non-members even playfully call the group a disorganization. So there's like thousands. They said there's between 8,000 and 20,000 people who participate when they do these events. Maybe we should do a rainbow
convention and kind of figure out who's who. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot of people involved in this. I didn't know much about it. Honestly, I just hear people talking about it. All right, now here's the controversy section. It says there was an outbreak of shigellosis, bloody diarrhea, at the 1987 gathering.
We're just getting word of it now? Jesus.
In Montana in 2000. No, I'm just going through their wiki to try to figure out what they have going on. The then governor, Mark Racicot, declared a state of emergency because of fears of the coming environmental destruction of the rainbows on the national forest. There was 23,000 people there, and they wanted to shut it down. In 2004, there was a problem. They said like things were gross, a lot of trash. Oh, here we go. In 1980, 2 young women were shot to death in late June while hitchhiking to the rainbow gathering, and members were questioned about possible involvement. I don't think there's anything on there. There's a documentary, though, called The Rainbow Murders. There were 3 non-fatal stabbings in Colorado. And I remember
seeing something on that.
That's all I'm seeing here. So
that's all I saw on that.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's like a suspected like killer in the Rainbow Family that they're looking for. They booted them out of Germany, though. They don't want these folks. They say they stink. They're leaving a bunch of trash behind. They're just not fans altogether. If you've had any interactions, do let us know with the dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and tell us about the Rainbow Family. And we could just shut this down. I think it's just like it's very clear it's not happening, even though a lot of weirdos wanted to. I don't know why, but Taylor Swift is not going to be at the DNC. She's not going. She's through her people said, I'm not going to be there.
She heard that James Taylor got snubbed, and she didn't want that same thing to be her. So
it's brutal. Poor James Taylor. He's got a guitar backstage. He's plucking. He's ready to go.
All right, put it back in the case. It happened again, boys.
Yeah, they didn't want old boring James Taylor performing. So
the whole concert, the only time anybody stood up was for Whenever I See Your Smiling Face.
It's all too slow. It's way too slow and boring.
I think that's the only fast song.
No, that one's faster, but I'm saying the other ones are very slow. They're beautiful songs, don't get me wrong. I like him. I like James Taylor. And he seems like a nice enough guy. My issue with him is just that the songs aren't like pump you up songs. It's not like an exciting jam or anything. The person who is now being called the new poster child for AI resistance is a CEO of a company called Procreate. He says it right out.
John Connor.
Wait, Procreate.
Procreate. It's an iPad design app?
Yep. I know exactly what you're... Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
It's like the go-to designer's app. Like everyone, even if you're just like an amateur,
Yeah.
it's kind of like I guess you would say Photoshop, but you're using the new pen.
But I'm guessing it does not use AI, right? Because he seems to be really against this.
I've used it maybe
Because
4 times.
Photoshop does. Photoshop has AI capabilities
They did
now.
it before.
Yeah.
That's
now
what
they
I'm saying.
now they do. And I think maybe the argument here from this James Kuda guy is we want digital art to still be respected, and we want to show that our software, when you use it, it's like as traditional as digital art could be. We're not cheating, in air quotes, with AI. I think is what they would
so Procreate, you can grab another artist's actual like original work that was maybe done on paper.
All right.
And then you can trace it perfectly. And you have a mask option. They allow you to kind of cheat. Yeah.
How is
if
that
you
not
want-
AI?
Because you have to still use
You're
some
tracing it yourself?
motion of your hand.
Okay,
But even
so
if I were to
doesn't
do
it
like a
automatically.
squiggly line, I can press a button and it becomes a straight line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's still some computer
there's-
to it.
There's some things in there that seem like AI, but the problem is nobody really knows what AI is anymore. Everybody thinks AI is your smart speaker or this or that. Everybody's working with a different definition of it. I think it's a huge, huge field out there. Adobe, which seems to introduce a new generative AI feature every time a child breaks a crayon, this story says, a crayon, depending on how you say that, did some damage control in June after a terms of service update seemed to convey that its AI models will be trained on users' creations. It says it does not do that. Meanwhile, platforms that emphatically refute the use of AI are gaining popularity, according to Rolling Stone. That's what they suggest. But this dude is like,
what did the Procreate person tell him that?
That guy, Procreate guy is not for AI. He absolutely detests AI, he says.
Listen, I've used some of the AI guided or AI aided features in Photoshop. They're great.
Yeah, it's handy, right? I like AI. I'm not against AI until we start to put it in robots and let it take our jobs. We need to have AI with some guardrails. Some basic guardrails would be nice. But it can also make our lives a little bit easier. That part would be good. I'm down for that. Let's go over to you. Here's Dr. Rob talking about James Taylor. And don't forget, if you want to join us on the show, if you are okay with it, we'd love to hear from you. You can send us a video dispatch if you want us to see you, or just audio. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can always send an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. It's super easy to do. Let's start with this one, actually. Here's Sinister talking about the Rainbow People.
Hi, guys. Sinister here.
Sinister.
Went to one rainbow gathering years ago. It was out in Colorado somewhere.
All right.
It was pretty nasty. Lots of dirty hippies pooping in the woods. Like real great organization. They told you couldn't bring any food. They have a central kitchen there. The food was absolutely disgusting. The thing I remember the most was that there was a Hare Krishna camp that set up like right with the rainbow people, and their food was like 1,000 times better. And so we all ended up eating Hare Krishna food a week. But overall experience, I thought it was pretty dirty and hippie and gross. Have a good one. Ciao.
All right. Thank you, Sinister. Appreciate it.
At least you tried. Good for you.
Yeah. I like it. She's like, we're going to be Hare Krishna. The food is way better over here. This sounds better to me. Here is Dr. Rob.
Good afternoon, junkies.
Hey!
A couple years back, I went to a James Taylor concert, and I never in my life wanted time back so much. It was, without question, just the most miserable thing I'd ever been to. And I didn't want it to be. I like James Taylor. I found out then that I like a James Taylor for about 3 minutes at a time, about every 6 months.
Not all at once. Huh? Thank you for the dispatch. Appreciate it. We're going to do one more for now, and then we'll cruise along on a Share the Show Tuesday.
What up, junkies? So them damn hippies, there's a group of them that live out in the Ocala forest, and usually once a year, toward the end of the year, I want to say just before Thanksgiving time, they'll come out for a couple days into Umatilla, Altoona, Eustis, and yeah, those people are right. They do smell horrible. They do leave trash everywhere. They'll hit up the convenience stores and dollar stores and just start stealing stuff. But I did know a couple people that used to go out there and to their little gatherings and party with them and said they had some of the best drugs ever. Anyway, wigs and pops.
All right, a lot of smack talk going on toward the rainbow people. If there's a rainbow person out there, I would love to hear your side of the story.
Yeah, in fact, we want you to do an in-person interview in Sean's studio.
That's a good idea.
Oh, with just a video dispatch would be fine.
No,
audio.
Would it be frowned upon if you just showed up with deodorant for them? Maybe some wet ones?
I think they would take offense. They probably would be irritated by that. But I just want to throw it out at you, rainbow people. Join us if you want to fight back, push back on this a little bit. To the story about a medical miracle that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
That mortgage guy, Don, he is here for you. And by you, I mean everyone, especially business owners. That mortgage guy, Don, also does commercial and small business administration loans. If you have an existing SBA loan with a rate of 9% or more, then you are in luck. That mortgage guy, Don, can refinance your qualified high-interest SBA loan to a low fixed rate of 8.25%. Don't leave money on the table. Let that mortgage guy, Don, help you get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Start the process today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming Wednesday, September 18th.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, and $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas,
September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
This year, you can be there to witness all of the incredible once-in-a-lifetime performances live and in person. Buy your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets now, starting at just $55 plus taxes and fees at AXS.com.
If you suffer from allergies, have you ever thought allergy treatment would be nice, but I bet it's really expensive? You can go get some Zyrtec or Claritin for $20, but think about how much that's going to add up over the years, decades, a lifetime. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, they can make your allergies go away for good. They don't just mask them like the over-the-counter meds. This is real treatment that'll save you money in the long run. Go to AspireAllergy.com to set your appointment today. That's AspireAllergy.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Top reasons your career wants you to move to Ohio. Thousands of high-paying jobs in tech, healthcare, science, and more. The career you want and a life you'll love. Have it all in the heart of it all. Go to callohiohome.com.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable.
Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Discover the essence of Florida at Everglades Restaurant Rosen Center. Join us Saturday, October 12th at 6:30 p.m. for an unforgettable evening of culinary artistry and tequila exploration. Savor 6 handcrafted cocktails paired with 5 Mexican-inspired dishes by head chef Fred Lachos. Reservations strongly recommended. Call 407-996-2385 to reserve your spot. Everglades Restaurant, where Florida's flavors come alive. 9840 International Drive, Orlando.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Hey, Katie. Hi. Let's embark on a performance calibration initiative synthesizing qualitative and quantitative metrics for this past fiscal year.
If Heineken Silver was corporate jargon, it would have all the info you need. None of the annoying gibberish.
What I was trying to say is, you crushed it last year, Katie. Lady, you are getting a big, fat bonus.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer. Only 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories. All the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
On the app or in-store, Orlando runs on Duncan.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Estimation. It's been so crazy this year to watch the things that have been developing in 2024. We're, I think, 60-something% through the year, and we've already seen an absolute explosion of AI. This year has been all about AI. We've seen an absolute explosion in these breakthrough weight loss drugs, which I think are going to stay with us for a while. And I think are going to be really important moving forward. I know some people still aren't getting behind them, but I see stories like this and it blows my mind. Like Eli Lilly announced today, the drug behind Zepbound, that's one of these big ones that competes with Ozempic and Mounjaro, Wegovy, yeah. And
it's tirzepatide.
The Zepbound, they said, was found to nearly eliminate the risk of diabetes for adults who are pre-diabetic and are overweight or obese.
Damn.
Almost all the people. The drug was tested on over 1,000 adults who had pre-diabetes or were overweight or obese over the course of the next 3 years. Patients who took weekly doses of tirzepatide reduced the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 94%.
Damn.
That's massive, massive. Additionally, the drug was found to help with sustained weight loss. Through the course of the trial, patients taking weekly 15 milligram doses of tirzepatide lost on average about 23% of their body weight. On average, they lost about a quarter of their body weight. The placebo folks only lost 2%. That would suck. If you were in the trial and they're like, well, we're going to give you some of these Zepbounds, and you weren't getting it, you just got the placebo and you only lost 2% of your body weight. Obesity is a chronic disease that puts nearly 900 million adults worldwide at an increased risk of other complications such as type 2 diabetes. Tirzepatide reduced the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 94%, resulted in sustained weight loss over a 3-year treatment. That is big. It's crazy what's happening here. We used to have this huge hurdle for people. It's hard as hell to lose weight, folks. It's tough. It's difficult. Almost everybody wants to do it. We had this like pretend thing for a little while where we just said, there's no such thing as fat and everybody's perfectly healthy. And once we came to our senses, people said, hey, let's encourage people to not go nuts, not be like 90s anorexia, bulimia. No. Let's encourage people to try their best to be a healthy-ish weight. Healthy-ish. That's what you could expect out of somebody. And now with tools to do it, although I do think they're still fairly expensive. I don't know if there's no like really cheap version of this semaglutide or however you pronounce it.
No,
that I've seen just yet.
Long term, you're like, well, I could be spending money on the long term healthcare I'll need if I'm can't move or breathe.
Yeah,
or whatever else comes with having a terrible life of unhealthiness.
Yeah, it's bad, and it's bad for you if you're overweight. And you see these people who are pre-diabetic. Diabetes is no joke. Diabetes is incredibly serious and super dangerous. So if you can knock down your risk 94%, how is it that we don't have universal acceptance from the healthcare companies that they would say, yes, absolutely. The healthcare companies should be begging their people to get on these drugs. They should be saying, hey, if you're X amount overweight, if your BMI is above this, here you go. Please take these. It will save them so much money in the long term. If somebody is pre-diabetic and they can go one way or another, one way is diabetic and the other way is to lose the weight with Zepbound or Ozempic or, pick your poison.
I'm going with diabetes.
It's going to save the healthcare companies so much more money if they just get the person to lose the weight. It's insane to me that hasn't been more widespread in terms of the adoption. You still got to finagle your way around it and, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then the doctor gets it for you. I think it's kind of a mess though, but I love where that's all going.
I mean, the semaglutide, you can just show up and ask for it and they give it to you.
It's over the counter?
It's not over the counter. That'd be like you pick it up at Walgreens.
Yeah.
But you call,
just ask the doctor?
Just ask a doctor. Not all doctors, I'm sure. Like your PCP might not be in the business of prescribing semaglutides, but other doctors are. Hell, I think even Jack's first pediatrician, my son Jack, had texted us one time and was like, "Just so you know, we are starting to introduce semaglutides into our practice, and the parents can have them too." It's like, okay.
Hell yeah.
One pill for mommy and daddy.
Were we supposed to be shooting up the kids with semis? I don't know if that's the greatest thing just yet.
Well, maybe. I don't know. If there's a little kid that's overweight, sometimes that's the key time. I don't know if they have any evidence on how this affects young kids. They should get way more evidence on the impact it will have on their bodies. But once they do, you get that little fat kid and dart him with some Ozempic, And that's a huge, huge thing for him. That's a massive, massive breakthrough. Eric on YouTube says the healthcare company's in the business of making money, not making people healthy. Keeping people healthy makes health insurance companies more rich. They're going to have to spend much more money on you, way more than the Ozempic cost if you get diabetes. And you may have that for the rest of your life. That could be hundreds of thousands of dollars as opposed to maybe under $1,000 to get you access to a medicine that will help you drop the weight that's making you the way you are, making you pre-diabetic. That's the problem. Here's a clip making the rounds right now where a reporter was trying to get Trump on CBS to say if he loses the election, he will accept the results. Let's see how that back and forth went.
If you lose this election, will it have been legitimate?
If I see that we had a fair and free election, which I hope to be able to say, but if I see that, you will never see anybody more honorable than me. I'm an honorable person. You see the report that came out on Biden today from Congress with all of the money that was stolen.
But you didn't accept the results of the last election.
Well, that's right, because there were many problems with the last election. You know it.
Even though all of the legal cases were dropped.
Trump's the king at doing this little thing where he'll throw something out that is controversial, and he'll be like, you know it, and I know it, and everybody.
I specifically remember you saying that. So tell me you didn't.
The reporters look up at him like, wait, hold on. You're rolling me into this now? I didn't suggest that. I'm trying to see what he says.
Results of the last election.
Well, that's right, because there were many problems with the last election. You know it.
You know it. All of the legal cases were dropped.
No, they weren't brought because the judges wouldn't take them because they said it was after the election. Well, how else are you going to find out cheating until after the election? I think things have been done over the last 4-year period that will make this.
Today.
Oh, really? Because they wouldn't have known that because how quickly I picked that back up.
Right.
And he is, unfortunately, it's the best time to say it, but Sean is gone. So.
Oh, no.
See you later.
You got the thing? I wonder if he knows yet.
Full gone.
He's there he is. He's moving again now.
All
and
right. He's screaming.
I don't think.
54, feeling like 106, and there will be a 60% chance for thunderstorms. We'll have a southwest flow off the Gulf of Mexico, making it feel very muggy all week long, and ultimately leading to likely rain chances each afternoon. In fact, a 70% chance for rain exists from Wednesday right through Sunday, so stay weather aware. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy one pallet or more of select shingles, because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location, while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free. With zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family and rigged my house to explode
before escaping into the wilderness.
Police believe he is alive.
Join me. I'm going down in the cave as I track down clues.
I'm going to call the police and have you removed.
Hunting.
One of the most dangerous fugitives in the world.
Robert Fisher.
Do you recognize my voice?
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Missing in Arizona.
I'm John Morgan, and I'm asking you to stand with me and vote yes on Amendment 3. Amendment 3 will be on your ballot in November, and it will allow adults to possess or safely use marijuana, and that's a very good thing. Amendment 3 will put an end to bad laws that not only cost us millions in law enforcement dollars, but also cost thousands of Floridians their freedom. Nearly 250 years ago, our nation declared our independence. Now it's time for us to declare our independence from laws that demand jail time for simply having or consuming marijuana. Our system of treating adults who consume marijuana as criminals is madness. Join me, John Morgan, in supporting our own Declaration of Independence and vote for the people and vote yes on Amendment 3.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Men over 45. Do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Know your options. If BPH medications are bothering you or you're worried about invasive surgery, ask about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is an outpatient, minimally invasive procedure. It reopens the channel with no cutting and provides rapid symptom relief with no new, sustained erectile or ejaculatory dysfunction, as shown in a clinical study. Go to urolift.com and click on Find a Physician for a doctor near you. Urolift.com. UROLIFT.com. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort when urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention. If you suffer from symptoms of an enlarged prostate or BPH, the UroLift system is a proven alternative to BPH medication or invasive surgery. Visit urolift.com and click on Find a Physician to speak to a doctor to see if you're a candidate for the UroLift system.
I'm Geraldine Thompson. As state senator, I do not back down. I stand up to protect our voting rights and abortion rights from extremists. As mother and grandmother, I stand up to those who want to take away funds from public schools and put more guns in our streets and classrooms. I'll never stop standing up for you. By August 20th, vote Geraldine Thompson for Florida Senate District 15, political advertisement paid for and approved by Geraldine Thompson, Democrat for State Senate.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, and you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu. iHeartRadio, let's go! Get tickets now at AXS.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
And today I want to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. As I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying, but the dark cloud tried to shut me down there for a hot minute or two. Strangely enough, after we had a phone conversation this morning, and Jack Bradshaw is like, do you think the show is being harmed by you not being in the studio with Sabrina and Sealand? I'm like, no, we're fine. Everything's working out fine. We have good communication. We're creating good content. We haven't had too many snafus. And today, so I don't know what that was. It wasn't the internet on my side. I think it was the device that we use to connect with each other. But it's reset, good to go.
I think the internet on our side is being weird. I'm gonna blame old Maitland.
It was yesterday.
It's also I don't know. I didn't look outside in a while, but the weather was kind of nuts over here for a bit.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Big dark cloud.
Same here. I went outside and sometimes I can't see how bad it is raining, or I can't see what's going on, and then I pop out and I look and I go, holy cow! The whole time I've been in here yapping. Here we go. We got a huge storm brewing out there.
Earlier, it was like, okay, either somebody is pushing a heavy red cart. I don't know why I said red. Why did it need to be red?
It's a red cart.
Heavy, loud cart full of something through the hallways, or there's
that sounds
thunder.
like a red cart. I can tell from here.
We'll see all of that and raise you guys. Drop my phone in the toilet.
Oh,
just now?
No. Is it still in there, or you have it now?
No, Sean. I obviously, reactively, immediately pulled it out.
How far in did it go?
I didn't measure the inches. I just pulled it out.
Did it dunk all the way into the bottom of the bowl?
Yes.
And you grabbed it out?
Yeah, and washed my hands, and now I'm playing the sound that gets the water out of your phone.
Oh, is that what that is? So what the hell is that noise?
I don't know if it's going to work or not, but cool. I will add it to the Amex.
Hold on. Why was it not working? I thought they were waterproof.
What? Maybe yours. I'm still 13.
I thought all of the newer ones.
Yeah, they've been water resistant for a while.
For reasons?
Yeah, for the most part. Like, I can't bring mine in my pool because mine's a saltwater pool, and your phones are not saltwater proof.
God,
just for the record.
I don't even want to talk about what is possibly on my phone right now.
What did you do to it? How'd you clean it?
How did I clean it?
Yeah.
I'm in the process of cleaning it. I first washed my hands 4 times, but I'm going to get some sanitizer, and then I'm going to go in there with some other sanitizer, and then I'll probably have to get a new phone by tomorrow.
It still has toilet water on it?
Oh, my God. You know what? I'm not sharing anymore. That was a complete prank.
I'm just asking. I haven't had this happen to me.
It does, but I'm like, I need my phone. There's so much. It's still on and working. If I had to get the phone out, I wasn't going to just leave the phone.
I don't blame you. I probably would have thought about that for a little while, too.
Now, Sabrina, when you're in the ladies' room here and you wave your hand under the paper towel dispenser,
yeah,
how much, in your estimate, paper towel comes out?
8.5 by 11, probably.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I think in the men's room they've turned it down. They're giving me like 2.5 inches of paper towel.
Never use this.
I use it all the time, and I want more paper towel. I'm gonna pull the thing open myself and turn the knob.
You know what they should do is add a phone holder to the toilet rooms.
How did it fall in the toilet?
Because it was on the toilet paper dispenser, and then after one pull, it vibrated, and I went to catch it, and plop.
Oh, tragedy! Oh, that's tough. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's all right. you know.
Let's go over to this.
Dark
Here we go.
cloud continues.
Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. And
Brown
Nathan
cloud.
emails. He's talking about the rainbow people. It's his personal experience. As with all groups, there are good and bad. My personal experience with the rainbow people is they're maybe 5% good. I was getting gas at the only gas station in Salt Springs, and going inside to pay, I saw a small group of the rainbow people sitting on the sidewalk begging for change. Yes, I could smell them before I got 20 feet away. When I got inside, there was a Marion County Sheriff's deputy sitting there by the counter. I said hello to him and casually mentioned I didn't know it was rainbow season. The deputy spoke up and said, yeah, too bad we can't shoot him. My God, Jesus. They do have an annual gathering somewhere in Ocala, Florida, and it changes every year. But they have secret Facebook groups that I keep an eye on to find out if they're near my family's place up there, to know if I should stay up there to keep guard, because they will steal anything not chained down. Thank you, Nathan. Hardest hit today, the rainbow people. Sorry about your luck. Over to the final.
Maybe deodorant.
That could be, it could solve half of your problems.
They even have like the wipes, deodorant wipes. You don't have to commit fully. Just a Febreze maybe under the pit.
Something would help. Here we go. The final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
All right. Let's see what you got on the way out on a Share the Show Tuesday. What's the matter over there?
I thought my mic was off.
Just growling in your studio by yourself?
I'm just so frustrated. I was like, yeah, yesterday was weird, but today, so far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, hold up. Let's get your toilet mixed with the phone. Okay.
It's just life throwing curveballs at you. That's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. Over now to Mullet Man with one of our final dispatches.
What's going on, News Junkies? Sorry ahead of time for my noisy work van. I work in HVAC, so this van is very noisy. Anyways, just wanted to say, how about we start a new segment on the show? The 5 minutes of No Sean. Gosh, that was freaking peaceful.
Oh, you love me and you know it. You love me and you know it, sir. I appreciate your dispatch regardless, Mullet Man.
My favorite was when I could finally see Sean's camera again.
Mm-hmm.
And in his head, he's like, why haven't they just gone to break? They should go to break. He's giving me the break sign. I'm like, no, we gotta take this to a certain amount of time, big guy.
But then I just wanted to break.
I don't know what the hell's happening on the other side. I just see you guys continue to go back to me, and I don't hear anything. And
usually when that happens, but you come back afterwards, I'll complete your sentence with what I assume is going to be the next word. And then after you didn't come back, I was like, he was talking about something that we were all learning about.
What was he saying?
Like, I can't add to the story that I'm not familiar with, so here we go.
Oh, God.
It was a good time, though.
Let's go over to Daddy Two Times. Daddy Two Times has a dispatch for us.
What's up, News Junkie fam? Just wanted to share, if you don't know, today's primary and election day in many places, and you have until about 7 p.m. to get off your butt and do something constructive with yourself. I advise you go do it, because you know what?
What?
Voting in November is important, and today you get to determine who you get to vote for in November. Also, city council, county chairs, school board members, all very important positions in your local communities that impact you and your families.
Good practice.
Get off your butt. Go vote.
There you go. Thank you, Daddy Two Times. Appreciate the sentiment there.
It's also National Radio Day, guys.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, happy National Radio Day, you guys.
Yeah.
Happy Radio Day, guys.
What are you supposed to do for National Radio Day?
Stay on the radio, Sean, first and foremost.
Mess that up.
I try to do that, but here I am. Dark cloud just hovering over the top of the show. This could be it, folks.
Oh, my God.
This could be the end. And you'll say, I was here. I was here when they were doing that thing.
Yeah, I'd say hit me up, but unless I have my laptop, probably won't be able to hear from you.
Well, what about this? They can go to thenewsjunkie.com/share. And then if they follow us on social media, then they'll always be able to spend time with us.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's
and
great.
Moving forward, you'll always be able to hear our voices. You'll always be able to chill with us and see what's going on every single day. And it's the least you can do on a Share the Show Tuesday.
I would say. IG bonus. I'll only be, I think, $3,000 away from getting a new phone.
There you go.
And you got to pay off that Italy trip,
That's true, too.
That can't be cheap. Hey, what is the regular, what's the going cost for like a regular iPhone now, fully bought out? Is it $1,000 plus?
No, more than that. I think it's way more than that.
Really?
Let me see.
It's been a minute since I've gotten a new phone. I did pay that one off.
There's rumors of an update to the phone that I have.
Super thin one.
That you guys always make fun of. Because I still have a button and nobody else has the button anymore.
Yeah, the update is the phones that we have.
No, it's the new SE, the new light version of the phone.
Yeah.
And I think they're finally getting rid of the button.
Are you going to be sad?
I'm going to miss it. I like the button.
So what's the cost? Did you find out?
Let's see.
Just for the phone itself?
iPhone.
Super expensive.
iPhone 15 Pro, $999.
No. Really?
Yeah.
That's a Pro, though.
What do you mean, really? That's expensive. That's more than a MacBook.
But I could have sworn it was like $15,000 or something like that.
$15,000?
$15,000.
No.
$1,500.
That's ridiculous. All right, we're going to get the hell out of here, folks. Let's do the stories that did make the cut. The polling data in on VP pick Tim Walz and what people think about the accusations of stolen valor. Rasmussen reports National Telephone and Online Survey says 55% of likely U.S. voters believe that the accusations against Walz are serious. I don't know what that means, but serious, including 36 who find them very serious. 38% don't think the accusations are serious at all, and 24% say they're not at all serious.
Not so serious.
Kind of weird wording on that, but
Sabrina, if you max out the iPhone 15 Pro Max,
all the way,
it's Pro Max
Go
with
home,
a
baby.
terabyte of storage.
Let's go.
$1,600.
Damn,
that's a lot for a phone.
That's pricey
Unrelated,
as hell.
Sean, can I borrow $1,500?
Hell no, I'm not doing anything with money right now. Dangerous.
Mr. Pool Lights guy.
What
you know how
pool
many
lights, guy?
iPhones are going to buy with your new party lights in your pool?
Couple. But we fixed them. It's just one color now. It's just one solid color in the pool. And hopefully it'll work out.
I'm looking forward to being in that pool for many, many weeks.
Here we go. Let's see. For one last time.
Stop being so dramatic.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, August 20th, 2024.
Last Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been good, though. It's been good.
No, last Tuesday was really fun, too. I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.
Here we go. Today I learned this lady.
Lisa Loeb.
That's right. Lisa Loeb is correct. Singer-songwriter Lisa Loeb has been selling eyewear, glasses, and each of the frames are named after one of her songs.
Lisa Loeb?
They're all called Stay?
She's got other songs. How rude.
Well
she has other
done.
songs, other jams out there, but she sells those on her website. Today I learned 6-year-old Stormy Jones became the world's first successful recipient of a heart and liver transplant in 1984. She had a genetic condition where her liver was unable to remove cholesterol. It caused her 2 heart attacks by the time she was 6, which is so sad and crazy. Sadly, she died at 13, but she was at least part of medical history and helping out many people after her.
Is it in the history books, don't do that next time?
Well, they just learn how to do it better. These folks.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I only a bill.
Schoolhouse Rock is it. Schoolhouse Rock, the song I'm Just a Bill. The traffic bill that was passed to make school buses stop at railroad crossings, which was the subject of the actual song, and became law, was never actually approved. So the damn law that they were focused on, you just blaze right through them. Turns out it's cool. You don't have to worry about it at all. And finally, today I learned this gentleman right here, who we talked about earlier on the show.
Chuck Berry.
Elvis Presley. That's right. Elvis Presley is correct. Elvis Presley, little known fact, he had a foot fetish.
What?
And he would have women's feet checked before he would see them. The king of rock and roll was super into feet and didn't even keep it a secret to those around him. He just kind of told people about it. A lot of people like feet. All right. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast of the News Junkie.